Heyo, come on now. Heyo, let's do it. Let's do it live. Come on. Why not? What else are we going to do? You think you have something better to do? I don't know. Maybe you do. What do I know? I don't have anything better to do. I mean, what could be better than Z's show? I don't know. Not much. Heyo. Come on. Come on, peoples. Alrighty. Who's with me? It's Moon Day. July 10th. That's what they tell me. Julius Caesar. Must be nice to have a whole month named after you. Pretty important. Maybe someday they'll name a month after me. What would it be called? I don't know. Maybe they'll name a month after you, OTW News. You're up way early. Hey-oh. All right. We're going to do the show. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, Jessica James. We'll just call it Z month. What month is it? Z. That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, fire this thing up. Fire this up. Got to do it eventually. Sometimes I'm wondering, I'm like, why do I even do this on camera? I don't really need my camera on. You know? But you guys say, where are you? We want to see you. It's like you guys get nervous if you don't see me. So I guess I got to use my camera. Let's do it. Let's get this camera on. There we go. Not like it matters. You can't even see much of me. It's just a weird, disembodied face talking to you guys with a beanie. What's the big deal? Who cares? Either way, here I am. Ready or not, people. Yeah, Pat, OTW says, the people need to see your face for whatever reason, Pat. I don't know. He says, turn it back up. How you guys doing? We took the weekend off. Well, when I say we, I mean me. When I say off, I mean like I didn't stream. It's like I was like off. Like I didn't take off from life. You know? But I took off from streaming. Well, thank you, Wobbly Boost. Wobbly Boost says that I'm his favorite disembodied beanie head. What's up, Wobbly Boost? Good to see you, homie. But it's too early to go to the chat. I haven't even started the show yet officially. I must be out of practice. 2 days away. It's like in high school when you had some time off and you get back after Christmas vacation, and then you forget the combination to your locker. That used to happen to me sometimes. I'd get back from, say, some time off from school. I'd walk up to my locker. I'd have to take some time to think about it. And then eventually it would just come. Weird. All right, let's start the show. They're telling me we need to start. OTW's here. He's telling me, let's go. So let's do it. Official opening. Commencing now. Good morning, everybody. Grand Rising and Grand Approach. Welcome back to the show that never ends. That's right. It's the show called Life, represented here with Z Show. I'm your faithful host, Zetetic Warrior. You can call me Z. My friends call me Z. Not really. None of my friends actually call me Z. I mean, you know what I mean. You guys are my friends, but I mean like real life friends. Nobody calls me Z. They don't even know who that is. It'd be interesting to see if some of the people I know in my life, it'd be interesting to see what their thoughts would be on my show. Likely, they'd probably just try to lock me up. Good luck. Um, I have one person, maybe two, in my real life who like kind of watches my show, and I don't even think they watch it like occasionally. But there's very few people in my life that are kind of involved with this whole thing. What are you laughing at, Nuba? You're just giggling at yourself over there. I see you, Nuba. Don't worry about it. Nuba secretly running the whole flat Earth community from Australia. Um, but yeah, like my one friend, like the one person in my life who watches my show, like he'll see me and like he'll give me like critique on my show. It's like I'm like in my head, I'm like, bro, please don't critique my show. Like it's weird. It's weird. The one critique he gave me was that I need to calm down with the ladies. Maybe I should take it. He's like, he didn't say it like that, but he's basically saying like, maybe cool it down with the whole Christy Lee doll thing. Fair enough, bro. If you're listening right now, fair criticism. I'll take it. Yeah, Capricorni's laughing. Anyway. Yeah, are you okay? I know who you are. Says he has a point. I'll take it for what it's worth. I'll take it for what it's worth. I agree. I think I'm getting out of that phase. I think I'm getting out of it. And I realized after the whole Thunder Chicken debacle, there's really no place for me to go with these ladies of the metaverse. It'll probably just end up like a Thunder Chicken situation. Uh, what's up? Are you okay? Is your name? I'm not sure if you want us to say your name. Are you okay? I know you said it before, but I'll let you do that. Right, Wobbly Boo says the best part of YouTube is the gregarious flirting. Nice use of gregarious, Wobbly Boost. You must not be that. You must not be that drunk tonight. It's tonight for you because you're in, Australia, mate. But what's OTW says? Your mom goes who'sy? What? What are you saying about my mom, Patrick? Hi, Heidi. Yeah, so based off the advice of my one real life friend who watches this show, I need to calm down with the stuff with the ladies. I think he's right. I think he's right. Um, despite what Wobbly Boost says. Maybe I just needed to get it out of my system. Who knows? Sorry, all you ladies of the metaverse. Too bad. Too bad. Your dreamboat's leaving the dock. Heidi says she missed me. Oh, yeah, Heidi. Well, I missed you too, Heidi. Wobbly Boost says, yeah, it's 8:20 in the PM where he is. And he's stone cold sober. I figured that, a Wobbly Boost. Yeah, 8:20. So that puts you 14 hours ahead of me, which I knew. I knew that. I did know that, apparently. Yeah. So welcome back, guys. Let's keep the schedule for the foreseeable future. Weekdays, And then we'll take our weekends to do other things. We're all trained in this 5 and 2. 5 and 2. Yeah, Wobbly Boost is 14 hours ahead, and he's upside down. Maybe that's why your name's Wobbly Boost. Either that. Why are you wobbly, Wobbly Boost? It's either you're dizzy from being upside down all the time, because you're in Australia upside down, or maybe just, from your excessive alcohol consumption, which probably makes you a bit wobbly. I don't know. Maybe there's like a double meaning there, double entendre. I don't know. Either way, much love, dude. But yeah, you guys know I'm like fascinated with this 5 and 2 thing. What's with the 5-day week, 5 weekdays and 2 weekends? Yeah, right, Samantha? What's up with that? I'm like, I keep going into this. You guys know. I'm like, I'm endlessly fascinated about the 7-day week that they gave us, because nobody has yet to explain it to me with any degree of coherence. Because there's no 7-day lunar cycle. I'm sorry, no 7-day celestial cycle, heavenly cycle. Yeah, Anubis is Henry Ford. So apparently it was before that. Apparently this 7-day week goes back to the fucking Sumerians, guys. I've been looking into this for you guys because you know how crazy I am with this stuff. So I kind of took some time and I was like researching. Where did this come from? This bullshit 7-day cycle. Why did they do this to us? What's the reason for it? 5 and 2. Apparently it comes down to commerce. At least that's what they're telling me. So let me, I pulled something up. I wanted to read it before we move on, why it's on my mind. Because it kind of sounds kooky to me, really. Here it is. Because they love us, Patrick says. Right, they love. Because you guys who've been following me know I'm like obsessed with this. Why 7 days? Why is the week 7 days? Apparently it goes back. I was thinking, like, is this all from the Bible? Was this like Bible shit? You know, how they said Genesis, there was 7 days, 6 days of creation, and then God rested on the seventh. Well, apparently that plays into it. But, popular history is telling me that it even goes back thousands of years prior. Okay, so they say Genesis was written. The first 5 books of the Bible apparently were written by Moses, which would be the Torah. Okay. Apparently Moses wrote it like 500 years or so, like before Christ. It's like the time period they're putting like the writing of Genesis. Okay, whatever. Yeah, No Despair says 7 days of creation. So that's what I thought, No Despair Bear. But they're saying it goes back to the Sumerians, which is interesting because it keeps going back to what I keep telling everybody is that when you look at the Torah or the Old Testament in general, especially the Torah, it appears just to be recycled Babylonian stories, which would have predated the writing of the Torah by thousands of years. If we're to follow any degree or any storyline that history gives us. And apparently the 7-day week even goes back to the Sumerians, which got me thinking, okay, well, if you're telling me you gave us 7 days a week, which are to me are completely arbitrary. Now they try to explain it based on the moon. They say the moon is roughly a 28-day cycle, so they divided it in quarters. You have your full moon, you have your waning half moon, then your new moon, then your waxing half moon, then the full moon. Something like that. So which to me is still arbitrary. So they say it's based off the moon. Okay. But I retort this. Why break it in quarters? Why not halves? Why not have a 14-day week? The reality of the moon cycle is really not 28 days. It's actually like 29.5, depending on who you ask. So it all gets cloudy. Anyway, let me read you guys this article, and then we'll move on. Because you guys know I'm like fucking laughing about this. I mean, laughing about it. Sorry, I'm reading Capricorn's thing. I'm fascinated with this. So I figured I'd go into it a little bit, and I found this article. There's a bunch of articles. Let me go into it. All right. Got to get my goofy music going here. Because history's goofy. All right. So it's telling me that. By the way, this article is from Live Science, one of my favorite science spots online. Let's see what it says. Origins of the Days of the Week is the title. All right, let's see what science tells us about the days of the week. As the days pass, the cycle of the week shapes how we live our lives. Which is true. It does shape how we live our lives, guys, if you think about it. Like I said, like we're all trained for this 5 and 2, 5 weekdays, 2 weekends. It shapes literally how we conduct the very basic elements of our lives. Have you ever wondered, why is a week 7 days long? Yes, I've wondered. Me, as a Tedic warrior, this guy reading this article, I've wondered that. Why the hell is a week 7 days long? Anyway. How about where the names of each weekday come from? Right, exactly. Yeah, let's continue. The 7-day week originates from the calendar of the Babylonians, which in turn is based on the Sumerian calendar, dated to the 21st century BC. Think about how long that is, guys. 21st century BC. That's insane, guys. The length of time they're saying that is. It's a lot. Anyway. So again, guys, popular to contrary belief, it's not based off the Israelite Hebrew chronology and calendar. They're saying it predates it by thousands of years. They're actually saying it predates it by 20 centuries. Which is weird because think about it. It means we've had this 5 and 2 cycle for like 20,000 years, it's trying to tell us, which is insane. Anyway, let's continue. I mean, are you guys really buying this? I don't know. Let's keep going. 7 days corresponds to the time it takes for a moon to transition between each phase. All right, so they just made that up because there's really not 4 moon phases. You could break the moon down into like halves. Like, why quarters? Why not halves? Why not eighths? Why not 16ths? But they say there's 4 moon phases. There's the full, the waning half, the new, and the waxing half. But again, that's really not a phase. You can break it down to eighths, 16ths, whatever you want. Half? Why quarter? Anyway, I'll continue. Again, to me, it's just arbitrary, and they're trying to make links here that probably really don't exist. Because the moon cycle is 29.53 days long, the Babylonians would insert 1 or 2 days into the final week of each month. Okay. So you're saying you can't really break it down symmetrically because it's 29.53. It's really not 28. So they had to just add 1 or 2 days in the end, which at least makes more sense to me than the modern conception of it, you know? Let's continue. Jewish tradition also observes a 7-day week. The book of Genesis, and hence the 7-day account of creation, was likely written around 500 BC during the Jewish exile to Babylon. Okay. But historians have suggested that the Jews inherited the cycle of 7 days from the Babylonians. So again, it's basically telling us, guys, that this 7-day cycle, this week, is completely arbitrary. But not only that, it goes back to the very beginnings of what they give us as history. Post-flood, we're told that the Babylonians are the earliest civilization that can be traced in, at least in any account of history that we're given. So they're basically telling us that we've always had the 7-day week. But why? I want you guys to remember the story of the Sumerians. The story of the Sumerians tells us that humans were created as servants or in servitude to the gods. They basically tell a story that humans were created to serve the gods physically, kind of like as slaves. If you remember, they go back to the deities Enki and Enlil. And they talk about these early workers that they had called the Ajiji workers, and that these Ajiji workers got tired of slaving away for these gods, so they created humans to do the work, mine gold, things like that. Well, I guess here's my point, guys. If the Sumerian stories say we were created as slaves, and they gave us this 5 weekdays and 2 weekends, which would basically mean you work 5 days and you're off 2 days. And they kept the same system of servitude all the way through modern times. What does it tell us about us now? Are we just the modern day slaves, just in a different flavor, a different form? Okay? So it begs the question, why 7? Why 5 days of work and 2 days off? I don't know. Is it this they figured out, like, fuck, we can't work these guys 7 days a week. It's too much. They have to eat. They have to rest. They have to have sex to have more babies, more workers. It begs the question. Is the 7-day cycle just the 5 and 2 cycle just the most convenient means to organize the day-to-day activities of your slaves? Have they just been perpetuating this slave system from the beginning of human history, at least the modern incarnation of humans? What is it really telling us about it? Why do you work 5 days and then you're off 2 days? Anyway, let's continue. Because I can go off on this. I can make the whole fucking show about this. Right, No Despair Bear says 5 and 2 is the perfect slave control. That's what I'm trying to say, dude. Anyway, let's continue. The Romans also inherited this system from the Babylonian tradition. So it's basically saying it went from the Babylonians, basically the Sumerians to the Babylonians, to the Jews or the Israelites and the Greeks, and then to the Romans. So all the major quote-unquote civilizations throughout history basically have kept this 5 and 2 system. Let's continue. The Romans also inherited the system from Babylonians, though they didn't begin using it until the installment of the Julian calendar in the 1st century BC. Up until this point, the Romans had used a nundinal cycle, a system they inherited from the Etruscans. This was a market cycle of 8 days, labeled A to H. So it's funny. They're basically saying that the Romans, before they inherited this Babylonian cycle / Jewish cycle, they were using an 8-day week. And they just gave him A through H, which might as well, why not 1 through 8? Either way. But again, it was around the market. What's the market? It's about labor. It's about working. Okay. So the Romans were close. Instead of 7, they did it 8. But again, notice, guys, it has nothing to do with the heavens. The days of the week and the concept of a week in general goes to markets, finances, commerce. Just was in the form of slavery at some point. You had to let your slaves rest for 2 days, or else they probably couldn't work the other days. They probably figured it out at some point. Anyway, let me keep going. By the time the 7-day week was officially adopted by Constantine in AD 321, the nundinal cycle had fallen out of use. So there it goes, back to the 7. 5 and 2. A little bit more, then we'll move on. The Romans named the days of the week after their gods to correspond to the 5 known planets, plus the sun and the moon, which the Romans also considered planets. To this day, the Romance language, most familiarly Spanish, French, and Italian, still bear the mark of the Roman names, the exception being Sunday, which now translates to Lord's Day, and Saturday, which is the Sabbath. And then it goes on to talk about the Germanic adaptations. All right, basically, guys, Sunday, that's obviously the sun. They say it's the Germanic and Norse mythology around the sun. Monday's the moon. Tuesday, interestingly enough, comes from Tyr or Tyre, which they're saying is the one-handed Norse god of dueling, which is equated to Mars, the Roman god of war. So Tuesday's Mars, which basically became the Norse god Tyr. Wednesday apparently is around Mercury, which we derive the English word Wednesday from the Norse god Woden or Odin, and they associate Odin with Mercury. It's Wednesday. Thursday's Thor's Day, the Norse god Thor, which apparently is associated with the Roman god Jupiter, the god of sky and thunder. And Friday is associated with Venus. Fridays comes from the Norse Frigg or Freya, which would be the wife of Odin, and again associated with the Roman god of love, beauty, and fertility, Venus. And Saturday we know is Saturn, right? Where apparently the Norse and the Germanic just took it right from Saturn. So I guess here's my point, guys. One, we see that these gods have been represented all the way from the Sumerians to the Babylonians to the Greeks to the Romans to the Norse, and then Angloized or Anglicized. So why do we have these same gods running through history? Well, I guess you can say they were always associated with the heavens, with the so-called heavenly bodies. And then the other takeaway is that this apparently 7-day week has always been with us through all known history. Very strange to me, guys. What does it tell us? What does it tell us about humanity? What does it tell us about the controllers? I'll tell you what it tells me. Just killed that music quick. To me, it tells me this, that very likely we've been under some kind of control matrix for a very long time. And that the idea that humans were free at some point and then overtaken may be just fantasy and a pipe dream. It's possible that we've always been under some kind of control, domesticated and otherwise. What does that tell us about freedoms? What does it tell us about the state of man? Were we ever truly free? Or were we created as servants? Were we created under servitude? All creation stories point to it, at least the ones that they give us in these modernized conception. I don't know, guys. This is endlessly fascinating for me. I can go on and on about this. We'll talk more about this in the future, but I thought this would be a good topic to share. Very weird. Very, very, very weird. All right, who's here? It's always a good time to go say hi to our friends in the chat. Let's give some shout outs. Like I said, I'm trying to get away from saying good morning to everybody because we know it's not morning for probably many of you guys listening to me. Who's here? Land of the Blinded 2. Much love. And let me go to the top. This might fuck me up. Who cares? Calvin Mauve in the house. Casual Mining. Cool name. Casual Mining says, obfuscates the zodiac, keeps us controlled. Bingo. I guess that's my point. Is that who knew that the 7-day week, especially the 5 and 2, is just another control matrix? It's just another thought paradigm that they place us in, keeps us controlled. Timmy Carini just says cucklicized. No in the house. No despair. Bear. Much love, much love. Heidi, yes. Weekdays and weekends. Very strange. Who else is here? NJ Jeep Girl says the clouds look like curdled milk today. Them clouds be looking weird. I don't know about you, NJ Jeep Girl. I know, you're from New Jersey, like myself. The weather around here has been cuckoo. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Humid, muggy, just gray. Thunderstorms. People say, oh, Z, it's summertime. Well, I know it's summertime, guys. I get that. But it's different. Something's going on. Just something's weird. Everything's just gross. I go outside, guys. I can't even breathe. Like, I have a hard time catching my breath just being outside. I'm not that old. Land of the Blind says Satan and Lilith made flesh. It's all been lies since birth. Fair point. I mean, you could say Satan and Lilith. You could also say the Satan and Lilith archetypes. Who may they be? Okay, they're represented in Satan and Lilith through the Hebrew traditions. Could Satan and Lilith literally just be Satan could be the god of this world? Lilith, let's see. Look at how the ancient Egyptians conceptualized it as you have the what do you have? The Trinity of the Egyptians. You have Horus, which would be the sun, and then you have Osiris and Isis. Could Satan be the Osiris? Could Lilith be the Isis? And then Horus be the sun? You always have this, the male, you have the male and the female, and then the son. The mother, the father, and then the son. Represented as the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit in the Gnostic tradition could be considered the female archetype. Why did they leave it out in the paternalistic system that they gave us of the modern incarnations of religion. I can go way deep into this, guys. Okay, if you say Satan and Lilith made flesh, but what are those archetypes? How are they represented throughout history? The Sumerians represented them otherwise. You have likely your Enki could be considered the Satan archetype, etc., etc. You could maybe see Adam as the progeny or son of this Enki archetype, which may be the Satan depiction in the Garden of Eden. The ancient Sumerian stories of the flood go back where you got to understand, guys, Noah is just a Hebrew name. The earlier depictions of the flood hero was a different name. I believe it was Adrahasis. Well, Adrahasis is depicted as Enki's son, which would make the Noah archetype at least a demigod, one of the men of renown. They said Noah lived like 900 years. So did his predecessors. They lived like almost 1,000 years, many of them. Methuselah lived almost to 1,000, Noah's grandfather. My point is that if you look at these biblical stories, these Old Testament stories, you see their earlier depiction in the Sumerian stories. These are just archetypes that run throughout time, guys. Gary Baxter in the house. Three Fingers, much love, much love. Capricorny, Snafu Snaps. Who else is here? Bane Bear in the house. We already said hi to Patrick from OTW News. We already said hi to Nubo and Wobbly Wobbly. We said he's not drunk tonight. He's not pissed. Wobbly, has there ever been an Australian that made it to 8 o'clock at night and without being drunk? Wobbly Boost, are you the first sober Australian past sundown? I don't know. Is that racist? YOLO Swaggins, much love. Ruled by Saturn, as always. Jessica Jane, up late. D'Angelo, Steve, the head motherfucker in charge. Big Drink Tea, much love. Samantha Sweet Ann, you bet your sweet ass. Calvin Mauve in the house. Random fan, as always, and music holds the secret. Says, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Elvis Costello. You guys are chopping it up in the chat. Land of the Blinded says, yeah, Z, Lilith runs the flesh like a hive, a queen bee through vibes and frequency. She has worker bees create trends like Beyonce, Madonna, all avatars of her. Nice take on that. Looks like Land of the Blinded has gotten real into a lot of the ancient Jewish / Talmudic traditions, which are basically Babylonian and Sumerian. Guys, it goes all the way back to the very beginning. There really is nothing new under the sun. Oh my God, my head's going to explode. My head's going to explode thinking about this stuff, guys. Thanks, Special K. Special K likes my classical background music. It's Bach. Special K, would you like it to be louder, softer, or is this a good level, Special K? You let me know. I'm going to defer to you, Special K. We met you last week. It was nice meeting you. Anybody else who wants to? Do you like the background music louder, softer, or is this the Goldilocks zone? Like the zone our planet is apparently in, the Goldilocks zone. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. The Goldilocks zone. Good thing we're here in the Goldilocks zone. I guess we'd all be fucked if otherwise. No Despair Bear says he can't even hear the music. I guess it's not too loud then. I'll notch it up a bit. Because I don't know how it relates on your end. She said it's perfect. I can't trust you guys. You're all going to tell me different things. All right, put it a tad higher for Nuba. Nuba, when are you going to come up and talk to me and our friends here, Nuba? Is this morning going to be the morning, the day where we finally meet you, Nuba? Is that ever going to happen, bro? Who wants to talk to Nuba? Or am I the only one who gives a fuck about you? No offense, Nuba, but like I come on here and I talk about people like everybody's supposed to know who they are. You know, like Nuba's somebody. I don't know Nuba. You claim you're pretty much controlling the entire flat Earth community from the background. Is that to be believed? I don't know. What are you saying? You need to abolish something first? The fuck does abolish mean? Does that mean you need to like get high or something? Come talk to me this morning, Nuba. Today's gonna be the day that we meet Nuba. Special cases. I haven't even heard of him. I don't know special. He says he's somebody special. Yeah. Yeah, abolish? I don't know what he's trying to say either, bro. Accomplish. Who knows what Nuba's saying? No says Nuba's less than Karen B, question mark. Well, apparently Karen B, we know, sits at the top of the whole flat earth community. She pretty much runs it. Much love, Karen. Are you watching my show yet? Karen, are you a Secret Z fan? Who knows? Your BFF, Rose is a Z guy. And we love Rose. So I guess we love Karen. I love Karen. Heidi says now it's too loud. All right, Heidi. I'll take it down a notch. No Despair Bear just says Karen watches everything. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe someday we'll talk to Karen. But I don't know. Hopefully Karen likes me. Apparently, like, if Karen doesn't like you, you're kind of fucked. Apparently she's the arbiter of all things flat earth. Karen, come talk to Z. I'm not that bad. Ask Rose. I'm not that scary. You don't have to run away from Z. Although people have. Remember Andrew B? Are you still listening, Andrew? Are you ever going to come back? What about you, Awesome Austin? Are you still there? Troubling Tribune. Remember the old days when we were all friends? Hashtag friends. Are you guys still here? Who knows? All right, Calvin Mauve. I'm trying to create experience for you this morning, Calvin. That's a good point. Maybe I'll leave the music to the bits, Calvin. That's probably a good idea. Yeah, hashtag friends special K. There's really no friends on these YouTube streets. Maybe I should talk to you guys about that. Like all you guys in the chat, maybe you think you're making friends here, like with other people in chat. You're probably not. And I wonder, like, people who formed relationships here online, I wonder how they really work out in the end. Um, I don't know. Like, I've had people on this platform tell me that they've met like their significant other like online and stuff. Who knows? Hey, God bless you. Maybe it worked out on you. Oh, Z said God. Cocaine said that the music was fine. Why you bitching so hard? Oh, because Calvin Mobs listens with his own music in the background. Well, Calvin, I can't. I can't. Calvin, you are such a sensitive soul, Calvin. I could just tell. I can't dictate my whole show around you, Calvin. I have a whole group of listeners. Basically, I'll just do what I want. That's basically what's going to come down to. And that's like anything, guys. Just do what you want, guys. Calvin Mob wants me to bring back the Andrew B imitation or impression. Well, if you, maybe he'll come back if I do it, but it's kind of old now. It's kind of stale. Yeah, see, Special K likes the music. Well, the music will come and go. Yeah, Calvin's a little babyish sometimes. Don't get mad, Calvin. Calvin's like very like you know, touchy, very sensitive. Whatever. Who cares really? Right, Timmy. Timmy says maybe bonding over one part of the truther community isn't a way to have a foundational friendship. Yeah, dude. Timmy and I think a lot alike. Um, Timmy and I seem to resonate on this one thing. That, like, I'll just speak for myself, Timmy. Like, sometimes I'm like, how did I get here? Like, how did this all happen? How am I here with you all? I mean, like, no offense to like everybody, but like, we're kooky. Like, this is a goofy group of people. Maybe that's why we're all here resonating with each other because we maybe none of us really fit in and belong. People who are like kind of normal, when they come around, it's almost like, oh, what's this person doing here? It's weird. It's fucking real weird. Timmy, what do you? Is this correct? Timmy says Bane Bear stroking it, listening to Z. Are all bears gay? Wait a second. Did Bane Bear say he's masturbating while listening to the show? I don't. Timmy, where did you get that from? Okay. Guys, I'm just going to put it out there. Please don't masturbate to my show. Please. Like, if you're masturbating, like Bane Bear, if what Timmy just said is correct and you're masturbating to me right now, please stop. I don't care if you're mid stroke, which is probably going to be hard for you, Bane Bear. It's hard to stop mid stroke. But I'm going to kindly ask all my wonderful audience members that to please refrain from stroking it to the sound of my voice. Yeah, these people are disgusting. Clip collection. Oh, okay. Bane Bear assures us that he's not. Gotcha. Yeah, Heidi, they're going at it today in the chat. I just think, guys, energies are high, temperatures are high with people. It's weird. Oh, look, Henrietta's laughing now. See how I told you, Henrietta? I start off, people usually have certain feelings about me, Henrietta, but then over time, we tend to become best friends. And sometimes even lovers, Henrietta. Oh, I don't know. Just saying. Anyway, it's probably better that I just not talk to individual people when the rest of the crowd has no fucking idea what I'm talking about. It probably doesn't make, for a great broadcast. Timmy says, I'm soaping my nutsack and listening to my pal Z on the speaker in the shower. I don't know. That's not super weird, Timmy, to listen in the shower. I've done that before. I get it, Timmy. There has to be a line. Where do we draw the line? But who knows where the line is? But I'll tell you, you've crossed it when you're fucking beaten off listening to me. That the line has been crossed somewhere. Stephen Crumley thinks I'm being a tyrant. That if people want to crank one out during the stream, they should be able to do so at their own leisure. Fair enough, Stephen Crumley. Fair enough. Yeah, Divine Spirit, Heidi. Timmy comes in hot sometimes. Timmy comes in hot. I don't blame him. Which is weird, Bane Bear, because, see, am I going to do this again? Last time I called one of my audience members creepy, we all saw what happened. Basically, the whole murder dome rebelled against me. But Bane Bear, you have a little bit of creepiness to you, Bane Bear. But when I look at you, Bane Bear, I see a man who probably is self-aware enough to recognize that. I could be wrong. But I do agree, Bane Bear has a certain degree of creep factor. Because Bane Bear, listen, you've come on my stream multiple times, like in a towel, shirtless. I'm like, oops, I forgot I had my camera on. You didn't forget you had your camera on, Bane Bear. So Timmy might be on to something with you, dude. See, this is where I get in trouble. Because I have my loyal listeners that I then start kind of like ragging on, and then people get upset. Oh, Bane Bear says, you loved me naked. No, you know who loved you naked? Illumitami. I almost want to go back and pull the clip. I was going to have to find it now, where Bane Bear came on, literally just with nothing but a towel wrapped around his waist. And Illumitami did an audible gasp, said, oh my God, and basically started salivating right on camera. Tommy, you're gay, bro. And you're gay for Bane Bear, of all people. Unbelievable. Fucking guys are fucking killing me. These are my listeners. Oh, well. I guess I should be thankful for you guys. I am thankful for you guys. I'm trying to be thankful. Guys, I'm trying to be more grateful and thankful about things. Do you understand what I mean? Like, I'm trying to practice gratitude all the time. It's part of this like chemical, I guess it's neurochemical, this alchemical transmutation that I'm trying to employ through my consciousness. See, I get energetic and then I even get angry a little bit. Listen, guys, what am I trying to tell you guys? I've been trying to practice gratitude, ultimate gratitude, ultimate, what's the word? Humility. Right, Fulcrum? Right, Paul? Fulcrum integrity? The power of gratitude. Just saying, I'm grateful for the things that I have right now in this moment. I was doing that yesterday. It was raining outside. It was big thunderstorm came through. And I was sitting in a nice temperature controlled room. I had my cat with me. I was remembering all the people I have in my life. And I said, I'm grateful. And then I was trying to use that feeling of gratitude and humility to try to cultivate a consciousness and an energy. Right, and humility, Special K. And then I kind of felt my whole aura My whole energy changing. I'm like, oh man, I don't have to be like a victim of circumstance. I can use my consciousness, my energy to transmute any energy that could be around me and then project it out. We don't have to be victims of mere circumstance. Let's get beyond the victim narrative, guys. We don't have to live in a state of confusion. We can get beyond it. Anyway, I can go off on that more, but I can pretty much go off on anything. Anyway, let's take a moment for a commercial break. Let's take a commercial break. Come back in a few moments. I need to stand up like every hour, guys. I'm not Chat GPT. I'm human. So anyway, let's take a fucking commercial break. I'll be back in a moment, guys. Don't go anywhere.
This flat tire needs a man, but when there's no man around.
I miss the old days, guys. Make misogyny great again. Oh, he's a misogynist. I knew it. Unsubscribe.
No around,
Oh, I knew it.
Goodyear should be. Why? Watch this. New Goodyear Double Eagle carries its own spare inside. Lifeguard safety spare. A tire in a tire. Keeps on going. Next time, give her a second chance.
The Kool-Aid kids in old Japan rode rickshaws everywhere. But when the kids sat down to eat, they sure did miss their favorite treat. Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, tastes great. Wish we had some, can't wait. A story man who heard the kids then clapped his hands and said,
Hi, Kool-Aid gives me very wise. Stand by, please, for big surprise.
Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, so great. Once you try it, no can wait.
Honorable Kool-Aid, most refreshing, much loved by whole family. Father, mother, Japanese boy, Japanese girl. A package make 2 full quarts, cost only 20 yen, just 5 cents, with lots of ice. So nice.
the Kool-Aid kids are off again to visit other lands. Be sure to join them when they do.
Join them in some Kool-Aid too.
Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, so great. Once you tried it, no can wait.
Tonight, right after Animal House, Eric Estrada and Howard Hessman meet the Dream Girls
Hi.
of every man's fantasy.
I'll just knock you dead.
Morgan
The
Fairchild,
good old
Linda Carter,
days,
Kathy
everybody.
Crosby, Victoria Principal, and much, much more.
Make misogyny great again.
Ladies on the scene. They're the
Oh,
women
how
who
dare
represent
you,
ladies
Z?
tonight.
How dare you?
This is the story of a little bull who
Anyway.
wanted to sing, but sing in a special way. His ambition was to sing in the
That's fun
Bull of the
stuff,
Woods
guys.
Quartet.
That's fun stuff. Yes. I need to take care of my human needs every so often. Oh, I knew it. Z's bigoted and hate-filled. Capricorni just says, wow. Yeah, Capricorni. How times have changed. Well, Some things never change, really. Some things never change. What are you saying, Heidi? Heidi says, Christy Lee, Z's breaking up with you. His buddy in his ear. And Christy just says, "Oh, oh yeah, Christy Lee." I was saying, like my one friend in real life who like watches my show sometimes. He like does this thing where like he like critiques my show, which is weird for me. But his biggest critique was that I need to calm down with the Christy Lee dolls thing. Like it doesn't really come off well. He's probably right. Special K says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, I mean, he's got a point. Like, I just can't come on here and just like hit on Christy Lee dolls morning after morning. It gets old. And Christy, here's the thing, Christy, to any of you ladies out there. The only thing preventing Christy Lee dolls and myself from having experience is Christy Lee dolls. Because I'd be fine with it, Christy. It's you that would ruin it. I could be on a plane down to Louisiana like over the weekend and back. And we could have a great time. Oh yeah, Heidi's just laughing. But you'd fuck it up, Christy Lee, because you'd get in your feelings eventually. One day you'd wake up, you'd be feeling a certain way about it, and I'd come on and I'd be seeing you like on Paul and Slave's channel, like talking about me. It'd be a whole thing. And then for a week, everybody would be talking about Z and Christy Lee dolls and I'm this, I'm that. You'd fuck it up, Christy Lee. You know you would. Just admit it. Special Case is not Christy. She would. She'd mess it up. So as Heidi's laughing, the reality is it's not really me. It's you, Christy Lee. And I know that's probably hard for you to hear, but that's the reality of it. Special K says, how do you know? I just know, Special K. I've been around the block enough. Even Heidi. Like Heidi, you'd probably be somewhat more discreet than Christy Lee, but eventually, Heidi, you'd come out with it. Like if I flew down there to Florida, hung out with Heidi for the weekend, it would only be a matter of time before Heidi would just blow the spot up. She would just do it on purpose. Kind of the way it is, guys. I'm not surprised. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves and each other. So, that being said, too bad. You know, plus, it's not a good look. The thirsty look's not a good look. Heidi thinks my friend is cock blocking me. Who knows? Maybe. Maybe I'll bring it up to him. Not sure. I'll drop the link in so you guys can start coming up. Haven't talked to you guys in a couple days now. This fucking YouTube. Guys, less and less am I following, you know, people, things on YouTube. Less and less of a thing for me. I still check in on people. Like OTW's here. I check in on his show. I check in on Paulie's show. I check in on London Man's show. Check in on Mr. Liedke. Stavely. But that's where I'm at now, guys. I like check in. But as far as like this constant consumption of like information, YouTube content, yeah, I agree. It's more healthy, Special K. I've backed off of it. I'm at a point where, like, okay, I've seen it. I see the whole. I get the big picture. I don't really need the details anymore. I'm not super inclined to go diving down these deep rabbit holes anymore. I'd rather kind of just live my life. I've done that. I've done the over a decade of like insane OCD like hashtag research. I've done it already. I don't want to go deeper. This is the phase I'm at. You know? And that's why there's some people, a lot of my feelings, there's some people like, why aren't you on this person's show anymore? Why aren't you on that person's show? You know, and they think it's like this whole thing. No, guys. I do my show for 3 hours every weekday morning now. And I have a whole life to live. This can't be my life. And it wouldn't be valuable for you guys if this were my life. I'd have nothing to bring you guys. It would just be more metaversal bullshit. I don't think I dropped the link. Anyway, links in the chat if y'all want to come up. Yeah, I didn't even drop it. Links in now. Wait, it's not letting me drop it. Come on. Interestingly enough, it's not letting me drop my link. Try again. Get the fucking link in there. Wow, this is weird. It's never happened before. Thank you, YouTube. Said an error occurred on YouTube. This is usually temporary. Wait a minute and try again. Okay, I'll listen to you. I'll listen to you, random software program. Maybe I just need to mess around over here. Who knows? Maybe it won't let me drop the link this morning. I'll have to do this whole thing a cappella, which I could do. Why not? Yeah, I know. I see the same thing, Special K. Yeah. Oh, wow. Paula came up. Yeah, just let me drop it. So I guess it's dropping. All right, link's in the chat now. Link to join above. It's in there. Yeah, it's in now, OTW. And I see Paula here, so it must have went in. Bane Bear's here. Who do I want to let up first? I'm going to let up Bane Bear since I was already talking about him this morning.
Morning.
Hey, Bane Bear. How's it going, homie?
Doing good. Just putting my shoes on. About to head out to slay the workday.
Nice. Slay away. Bane Bear.
Mm-hmm.
You're not feeling a certain way because I said that you have somewhat of a creepy quality to you. The last time I did that, like, it started a whole revolution on my show and a war.
Oh, no. My feelings were really hurt when you started listing the people you check in on, and I wasn't one of them. I was like, oh, okay, I'm chopped liver. He doesn't check. He checks Brian Stavely and Karen B's stuff, but not me.
All right, I'm gonna have to check you out, Bane Bear. I know you have a channel.
I mean, I've only got 404,000 views, only 952 subs. It's not like I make content or anything.
952.
Well, 953, like, yeah, it bounces around, but
so about 1,000. It's funny. So YouTube doesn't like people going over 1,000. I saw it with me, dude. Every time I got right near 1,000, I tipped over. It went down, over, down. Now I'm just barely above it. What was I gonna say?
The bounce thing where it goes like 3 numbers. It'll be like 952, 953, 954, 953, 952, 951, 952.
It's weird.
Pick a number.
Here's a question: how do you have so many views but not that many subscribers? Would you have some viral shit?
No, 98% of my viewership is the shorts. Only 1% is my live streams, and 1% is my videos. So the shorts, the algorithm, when they started that in 2021, that's when it like really took off. And I was like,
All right,
I think
Bane Bear,
comedy.
sell me on your channel. Why should Zetetic work? I mean, look, I talk to you so many mornings, and I'm like, okay, this guy gets it. Like, you seem to be like on the level, despite the fact that you eat, Waffle House hamburgers for breakfast. I still find that a little weird, and hashtag creepy. But here's the question: sell your channel. Give me your elevator pitch. Why should Z and everybody else watch Bane Bear?
Because I'm authentic, I'm hilarious, and there's enough shorts for you to watch. You can pick anything while you're taking a grumpy.
All right, man. I guess I'm gonna have to check you out, homie.
Whenever you tell people to watch your stuff while they're taking a grumpy, don't call it poo. Say, next time you're taking a grumpy, check out my stuff. They giggle enough to be like, all right, I'll check it out.
Well, Bane Bear, that brings us back to the earlier discussion, is that Timmy Carini feels as though that it's at least weird, possibly inappropriate, that you listen to my show as you're in the shower each morning. I don't find it weird. Now, listen, if you did extend that to like masturbatory behavior, yeah, you and I'd be having a discussion right now. But just taking a shower, I don't think that's weird. Go ahead.
I find that weird that he doesn't work, a gainfully employed job Monday through Friday, which is what I'm preparing for. So, by the way, when I get in the shower, it's shampoo, soap, water, out. Like, it's not. That's
right.
Weird. And also,
but here's the thing. Hold on, Bane Bear.
When you're the first one to bring that in, that's him. That's him bringing that up.
Like a projection. You think Timmy Carini's basically projecting on us when he says that?
I think maybe he has the hots for bearded men like me and you. That's what it is.
What was I going to say? First of all, I'll take issue with what you said about not having a gainfully employable job or being gainfully employed 5 days a week. Here's the thing, dude. Isn't that just playing into their matrix? Like I was saying, this whole 5 and 2 system. I work 5, I rest 2. I'm actually trying to break out of that mind control matrix. I understand where you're coming from because we were trained there, but it seems completely arbitrary and it seems like a servitude type of construct, bro. Okay, so well, I'm actually trying to break that 5 and 2, gainfully employed, mantra.
Let me put it to you in another context. Why are the most childless people always the first to call me gay? And then when I point out, well, how many kids do you have? They're like, well, I'm reproducing human beings for the future of human beings, and you're just not, while calling people gay. So
fair enough.
Kind of.
But Timmy did spit out a human. Well, his wife did. He can cheat plenty of the seat.
Okay, cool. Now you just need to harness those gay projection feelings you have and not type them into the chat when I'm just taking a shower. And by the way, yes, I say it for Heidi. I say it more for Heidi, Z, because her mustache isn't as thick as yours and her hair is really long.
Yeah, Heidi's not bad. What do you say about this comment by Astrolabium? It says, if you're still a bear, there's something wrong with you. How do you respond to that?
Okay, enjoy your opinion.
Well, I mean, is the opinion correct? Are you still a bear?
Yeah, but that's kids today don't understand what actual loyalty looks like, first off. And second off, even if you did, someone would offer you a popsicle and you'd switch sides and stab him in the back in a heartbeat anyways.
So you feel as though your loyalty to Owen is paramount. Let me ask you, is there anything Owen could do to make you lose the bear name? Like, could there be anything a behavior that Owen did that would cause you to break your loyalty, so to speak?
No, I've built so much on this name. It's like if he were arrested for mass murder today and it was true and he was indicted and stuff tomorrow, I'd still keep it.
Wow. Strong endorsement. I don't know what that says, Bane Bear, but it does show that you're loyal. I mean, let me ask you this, though. All right, let's do an exercise.
Okay.
Oh, man. Now Astrolabium's just calling you a clown. And this guy's calling you an Owen-tard. Let me ask you, dude.
I'm a comedian. That's the point of being a comedian, is to be clownish.
Let me ask you this. And then I'm going to let Timmy up because he seems like he has something to say to you. I'm going to let you up in 30 seconds, Timmy, maybe less. What's one critique you can give me of Owen? Like present-day Owen. Can you do it?
A critique?
Yeah. Can you critique Owen? Okay, like it's been said to me that he's too hashtag churchianity now, that he's been surrounded by churchians, and it's fucking his game up. Would you agree with that? I'm gonna let Timmy on up as you answer. Timmy, welcome back to the stream, homie.
I still find him entertaining, and I still laugh at him. So it's like he could believe that gummy bears, if he stuck 3 on his forehead and jogged a mile every morning, it was good for his health. I'd be like, that's kind of funny.
All right, so you're not going to give Owen any critique. Wow. Because I'd even think even my most loyal listeners could probably critique me. Like my friend who told me to stop with the fucking Christy Lee doll stuff. What's up, Timmy? What do you got to say to our friend Bane Bear?
Yo, what's up?
What's up, Timmy?
What's up, Bane Bear? Yeah, nah, man, I'm not calling you gay. It was just a fun comment, but the reason why I said the comment is because I had started like a Z show like a month ago, and I went in the shower, and then I was like, nah, this feels weird, and then I turned it off. So that's the only reason why I said it.
Dude, listen, honestly, when I get in the shower, I always have something playing, like a documentary or some tutorial. I'm always learning something while I'm in the shower.
I guess there's like because there's the panel aspect, it's like not a one way, it's not potentially only a one way like thing. Like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, like some music or a documentary or something where that's only one way, right? Like coming, like the sound is coming out of the thing to me. But then there's like the potential panel aspect, which makes it like that. And it's just like more, it's just interesting. I don't know. But yeah,
I typed in, I'm naked and getting in the shower, and then put my phone up, and then I heard when Z was like, Illumitami called Bane Bear gay. I was like, oh, I got a text in the shower, so I grabbed it and started. That's why I just started.
Oh, that's funny.
Back in the shower, but
no, Illumitami didn't call you gay. Illumitami didn't call you gay. People were saying
it was a little
Illumitami when he saw you. Well, here's the thing, Bane Bear. You've come on my stream a few times with with shirtless, which is fine. Men don't have to wear shirts. A little weird, but. Last time you did that, Illumitami was up here, and like,
ooh, yeah,
he physically reacted. Timmy, is Illumitami gay? Yes or no?
I don't know, but what's up? You wanted me to play with him? Yeah, bring him in here. I got that, baby.
Hold on. Hold on. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Is he gay? I don't know. I don't think so.
Paula, are you here? We have a Paula Fulcrum Butterfly. Are you here, Paula?
It's just Fulcrum or Paula.
Paula, are you awake right now, or are you in some kind of like trance?
I am motherfucking sleepwalking with a motherfucking migraine, and I wish I was motherfucking sleeping, man. But
yeah, you're here with us.
Since I was up, I'd stop by.
Paula, you sound like you are in a state of mind right now. What's going on? How have you been, Paula?
I have been being a social butterfly, bouncing around, checking out other channels. And I kept wanting to come over here, but you only go live when I'm asleep. So I figured, since I'm awake, I might as well go fucking see Z, eh?
Yeah. All right, I gotta get to work, y'all. Have a good day.
All right, Bane Bear. Try not to be gay.
Later,
and if
gay
so,
guy.
we still accept you.
Paula,
is it okay to be gay? Is gayness okay?
Is it okay to be gay? I say do whatever the fuck you want. Just, don't do it in front of me. That's all I say.
Right. Well, Paul, we have like somebody we both like. His name is Nathan Sanders. And my audience has been saying, oh, he's fucking gay. Stop playing his music on your show. Which is, it upsets me, Paula. Do you have any, do you want to weigh in on that?
Nathan is a good-hearted and a good-souled person. And if you don't like Nathan, that's your problem.
Right.
He's a good person.
Fuck off, right? Does it matter if he's gay? Like, who fucking cares?
No, it absolutely does not matter if he's gay.
No, exactly. It doesn't matter if he's fucking gay. Nathan, here's the thing, Nathan.
This song is for Lamsey. Special dedication here.
I mean, come on. Just because he fucking...
Lamsey and all that.
Just because he's an older guy who's sings Dancing Queen doesn't mean he's gay.
You can jive.
And
Having the
actually,
time
he's a
of
celibate
your
gay guy for several years.
See that
Oh,
girl?
so you know that about him,
Watch
huh?
that scene.
What do you mean?
Yes,
Digging the
sir.
Dancing Queen.
Because he's never said he's gay. Like, I've never heard him say that, Paula. But you're
No,
saying he's...
when you know, but he's celibate.
It's Friday night and the lights are low.
Well, you know, it's funny you say that, Paula, because
Place to go.
I saw there was an article written about him in like some kind of like
Right music.
Gay Times magazine.
You come to look for a king.
Yeah, here's what Christy Lee says. Just because he's in a gay magazine doesn't make him gay.
Be that guy.
Nathan, here's the thing, Nathan. We love you no matter what.
And the music's on.
Whatever what, Nathan. No matter what, we love you, dude.
With a bit of rock music.
I'm going to just say that, dude.
Everything is fine. You're in the
Guys, can you hear me? Am I roboting or are we
No,
good?
you're great.
All right, cool.
And when you get the chance.
Nathan,
Okay,
we
so
love you, dude.
You are the dancing queen.
Go ahead, Paul.
how was he in a gay
Young and
magazine? He just
only
sits in his house and
17.
keeps to himself.
No, I don't mean like he was posing in like a
Dancing
gay
queen.
pornography magazine.
No, I know. I
The
don't.
beat
I know you
Yeah.
don't
from
mean
the
that.
tambourine.
No, years ago they were doing an article about one of his
You can
plays,
dance.
and
Oh,
he basically, and they were like, "Oh, gay
Having the
playwright,
time
blah blah blah."
of your
Oh.
Okay, so what? Nathan's gay. Who
See
cares?
that girl?
yeah. Who
Who
gives a
fucking cares?
flying mother
Watch that
flip? That's
scene.
his business.
Digging the dancing
Right.
So
queen.
Z, would you have your son get like taught by a gay teacher? Like,
No, because I wouldn't have my son be taught by anybody other than me. But that being said, yes, dude. Like, okay, say I wanted my son to learn science, right? Hashtag science or like math. And like the best math teacher that was around me was gay. I'd have no problem with it, bro. Like, I mean, I don't see an issue with it as such. But I know many people find, Paula, it's become like a moral issue for people, especially in this community. I realize a lot of people in this community, they can't get by what they perceive of as this moral problem of homosexuality. I just don't see it.
Here's
Go
the
ahead, Paul.
thing.
Give me your take on it.
where's? Oh, sorry.
My
Go ahead, Paul.
take.
Go ahead, Timmy.
is-
You could jump in too, man.
My take is, since I have a migraine and will be going to bed soon, my take is that as long as they're not trying to teach my child or my children or my grandchildren how to do what they want them to do,
Well, who
I'm
says
okay
that's what
with
they
it.
want them
Just
to do?
leave it
See,
out of
everyone
my
just says
children's
that's
ears.
what they want them to do. It's like we've all had this narrative that like if somebody's gay, then they necessarily have like this gay agenda that they just want
No,
everybody to
they
be
don't.
gay.
In fact, the gay community is against this other community that came in.
You mean the T
So
community?
the gay community's on our fucking team.
See, again, team. So what? We're all against the trans now? Come on,
No,
Timmy.
I'm
Timmy,
just
what do you got
saying
on this?
they're
Timmy?
against shoving it down kids' throats in school. They just want the kids to be taught math and writing and all the stuff you're supposed to be taught in school.
So Z, what about a like an openly T math teacher? Same question.
As long as they don't try to tell my kid or brainwash my kid or anybody's kids, I don't have any that are that young. As long as they don't try to shove it down their throats and tell them, hey, it's like the new trend, you got to try it.
I understand.
Just be a teacher, for God's sake. Be who you
What do you
are
think,
and be a teacher and leave the kids out of it. It's not hard.
I guess I don't have a problem with it. Like, because who's to say that if you have like a hashtag straight teacher, that's even gonna fucking, like, who says that the Timmy, who says that the straight teacher's moral? How can you really know beyond their presentation, right? So
Yeah.
whether they're trans, gay, straight,
Good
or
point.
otherwise,
It's
who's to really know what their morals, integrity, values, and principles are?
true.
Right.
But it's not even it's not really a moral thing, right? Because I don't think it's wrong if somebody's just being gay or just being T, like on their own, right? I think the thing that I'm thinking about is like Paula's saying, oh, as long as they're not like directly teaching something that she doesn't agree with, right? But the thing is, the young beings, they don't, a lot of what they learn is by mimicry, right? And by observation. So there is sort of a gray area where it's like, even if a T being is like the greatest math wizard and like they're just teaching math, there's still a level of like, I'm not saying it's wrong per se, like just generally, but like there is a part of me that thinks it's there's something that in me feels a bit weird. Like I wouldn't want to present that in front of my young being as like a normal thing, because the T
You're
situation,
afraid
I
they'll
think
think it's
is mental
trendy,
illness.
and
So
you
that's just
know,
my
and
opinion. I don't
they
think
think it
anybody.
was trendy or whatever. But the thing is that I grew up with all kinds of teachers in school, from grade school up to high school, and it didn't affect me.
You said gay teachers?
Oh God, yeah, I had gay teachers. Yes, my art teacher was gay. He was
Yeah,
a
I mean,
sweetheart.
right. Yeah, like I'm not saying that I want to hurt them or anybody should hurt them or that they're bad and wrong, or it's just like
He didn't turn
I
me gay,
it would
He didn't
be
shove it down my throat either.
right. But like there's a level to this, right? Like if you know I don't know. It's hard because you on some level need a tribe to raise a young being. So it's like I can't. How can I don't? I can't even have 10. I can't name 10 people around me that I would be like that I think are like perfect. Anyway, most people are so fucked up, right? So is it sort of like what's the word? A consolation? Like, oh, he's great at math, but he's a little gay. It's like. I mean, I don't know. It depends on how old. Again, it also depends on how old the young being is. I think because if they're too young, again, it's like it's just there's something that I wouldn't want to normalize that, and it's like I wouldn't bring my son to like a tea parade and like have him watch that
Well,
because like
see,
to me
Z
that's
made
not
a good
normal. I
point.
wouldn't do
Would
that.
you
So
bring him to any parade though? That's the thing to me. Like
yeah,
the
why
made a
question
not?
good
is,
point.
like the question is, okay, well, I wouldn't bring my child to a trans teacher, but would you bring your child to any teacher? Like, who's the person that you have in your mind that would be, let's say, appropriate to teach your son? You see what I mean? It's probably really nobody. You just kind of settle on what's conventional, what's convenient, what's kind of realistic, and it's really there. So like we can all live in the ideal. We could all create a fantasy of the archetypal perfect teacher, perfect professor. But does that really exist? I don't know.
Well, but you made a good point earlier. If you're afraid of what they're going to teach your kid at school, do like Z would do, homeschool them,
Oh yeah,
find
I'm
a
not.
way.
Right. Yeah, I'm not talking about like school, like public school. Like that's like for
Yeah.
insane people. Like that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, public school is for insane people.
I
Yeah,
think
I
I think
agree.
Z it's more like it's like people in my quote unquote circle or
You
community
have
or
to be
tribe,
afraid of
whatever
at
that is.
school.
It's like will be people that generally I generally agree with the same stuff, and like I mean I have like some of my friends are real close with gay guys from college that are just like they're clearly just friends and they're cool and I'm cool with them, and I wouldn't mind like actually because I know them, like I wouldn't really mind if my son was going to learn math, let's say. It depends on because it's just like one part
I
of
mean, they're not
something,
teaching sex. I mean, they're going to be
right? I know.
teaching some subject. Like,
Yes, they are.
But
you
it's
know,
somebody I know, right? Like I know he's like he
They're
knows he's gay and he
teaching
knows it's
them
like
sex. I've
he
seen the
knows I
horrible
know that he's not
books.
going to like try to convert my kid, because I already know who he is. That's I think when we talk about these generalities or these kinds of things, it's like it leaves out too much context.
all right, let me ask you guys this, because we have dogmas that we fall into. Everybody does. There's this whole thing about the gay agenda, New World Order, feminizing the masculine, masculinizing the feminine, et cetera, et cetera. But what if it's not that? What if these gay people, what if these trans people, what if it's just a product of humanity? You know, we don't know really what makes somebody decide or attracted to a certain sex or not, or we don't really know what makes somebody identify with a certain gender or not. Now, we can go, you know, this community, we love talking about reincarnation. We love talking about genetic manipulation from the so-called fallen ones on humanity. Okay, so if we're going to embrace all these concepts, then how could we not embrace the concept of the trans or the gay? Okay, if they fucked with our genetics, if we are being recycled into different bodies over and over again, well, is it so crazy to think that we might have existed as a female and then been put into a male body or vice versa, especially in these crazy times energetically? So I don't understand, like, so to me, that all makes sense. If we're all going to talk about these things, how come we can't then extend that to what we see in reality, men identifying as women and women identifying men and people being attracted to the quote unquote same sex? To me, it's not a stretch. And I don't know why it's so hard for people. It's like we can't get over this hurdle, this dogma. I don't know.
But there's a problem with it, though. See, the gays, they just wanted to be able to come out of the closet. That's all they fucking wanted. They wanted to just be able to hold hands in public. But, you know, these fuckers are having parades and run around naked in front of kids and doing whatever in stores and bus stations and train stations, and just if they just keep their clothes on. That's all I'm saying is, if you're not in the privacy of your own home, keep your damn pants on.
Yeah, fair enough. But that could be said about anybody. That's regardless of
That goes for every goddamn buddy. I'm not singling any motherfucker out. If you're a man and you don't live in a nudist community, keep your pants on.
Let's talk about Paula. Paula, how are you? Many of the people in the community know Paula, but some, you know, you're new to some people.
Are mean. I just think that's funny.
What was that, Paula?
Some of them, I guess, think I'm mean. I think
really? People think you're mean? Come on.
They think
Paula.
I'm fucking mean. Like, what the fuck?
Who says you're mean, Paula? How
I don't have names. They didn't tell me names, but
maybe it's because you're mean to gay people. I don't know.
No, hell no. I'm not mean to gay people.
My baby just laughed.
But what were you gonna say before that? You were gonna ask me.
No, I'm just wondering, like, how you are and everything, Paula. You know, you're a member of the community. How are you? Like, how's your life?
Oh, my life here at home is great. It's just that, you know, I have to deal with assholes on YouTube a lot, and I think that's why I have a migraine. And I'm not.
Now, here's the thing, Paula. I don't want to talk over you, but if you're getting migraines from YouTube, it might be time to make a change.
You think it's time to take a break?
Yeah. It means you're in too deep, Paula.
Well, I've been checking out a whole bunch of new channels, and so yeah, I've been on it too long. And you are correct. I need a break. I need a fucking break today.
What are you into in the whole trutherverse? Like what? Like, okay, I'm into certain things right now. Like, I'm really into, like, you know, there's certain things I'm really into currently. Like, I'm into astrology right now. I'm into, like, connecting all these different ancient cultures. Like, let's just say the synchronicities between all the religions, all the cultures. Like I was talking earlier, how it seems like it's just been the same gods throughout fucking all recorded history, just with different names, which is weird. Why these same gods? So that's where I am. Where are you in your, like, trutherdom right now? Help us out.
Just the pretty much same thing, the astrology. I also use stellarium because I'm trying to link the written word to the stars, and then also the ancient gods. It's all the same god. It's just relabeled, which is why they want to label everything right now. They want to label everything this, that, or the other. And number one, I hate labels. Number two, I hate worshiping a God outside of myself, because if you worship a God outside of yourself, you are indeed a slave and a servant. You
Fair
are
enough.
your own God. Timmy, whether he's an asshole or not, he seems to be being good right now. He wasn't so much in chat, but I was
What's
playing
that
back.
supposed to mean,
He is
Paula? Me?
his own God. I am my own God.
Are you your own God, Timmy? Are you buying that story?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a universe. I'm a upwards
Part of it.
pointing solipsist, if you want to call it that. An upwards pointing morality solipsist. I don't think that you just do whatever you want. That's what I think.
Part of the universe. Yes.
I struggle with that one. The we're God thing, I struggle with that. But it could just be me. I
Well,
understand where people are
maybe
coming from when they say it. Like, I get the whole thing, but to me it's like, I don't know. I know to me there's aspects. We have a God's a bad word, but you know what I mean. A godly
it's, for lack of
aspect
a
to
better
us.
word, yes.
I don't see gods having to like what happens to me after I drink my coffee every morning, Paula. Like, the thing, I drink my coffee and my system kicks in and I got to run to the little boy's room, to the bathroom.
Yes.
Paula, there's nothing godly about that whole process.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Paula,
But I think
what's godly about that? What's
I
godly
think the
about
human
humping? Like,
process is just a
come on,
process.
we've all
We
had
are
sex.
using this.
What's godly about fucking? Like, is that godly?
We're
It's kind of
using
gross.
this as like a medium for our own soul or spirit evolution. And it's only temporary. Eventually, we won't want to play this game anymore.
I challenge about the shitting idea. Like, what if we got rid of our ideas that it's like bad and wrong and like weird to shit, right? Because like when we eat clean, it's like the shits are
Hardly
not like
anything.
disgusting and horrifying and gross. It's just like, it's just a poo, right? So it should just be like a poo in a hole that then fertilizes the fucking apple seeds that are in there, right? You throw some apple seeds in, or you ate an apple, you ate the apple seeds, you shit it out. Then it's like the perfect fertilizer, right? So it's like, I feel like we have a lot of ideas that from like media and religion that have like kind of poisoned these things, and just made them weird. It's like why is shitting weird? I don't know how this is the topic right now, but like, why is
Well,
shitting
to me,
weird?
it goes back to like the fall of man, and that these bodies, it's this whole westernized construct that our bodies are basically evil as such, that we're born into sin, and then they make
But
it
did
kind
we
of gross.
fall,
So
or
I
is
get
that a
that.
lie? I don't believe we were born sinners, and I don't believe that we are fallen. We aren't the leaders of this planet. They are the fallen ones. We didn't fall any damn where, and we weren't born with original sin. They taught us, like they're doing in schools now, how to do things like that. We were not born that way. We were taught it. We were taught how to be bad, how to talk bad, how to think bad. I think we were born perfect.
Paula, what do you think about the Jews?
The ones that claim they are and are not over there, you mean them? The ones the Bible speaks of?
Uno reverse.
What do you mean, Paula? Explain to us. What do you mean that they're not Jews?
No, because they're like usurpers. They're not what you actually means. Have you even ever looked it up? You probably should, and research in depth, because you can check my work on this. Okay, I'm losing my train of thought because of my fucking migraine. Give me a moment.
Come on, Paul. You're going in on the Jews. You can't let us down.
I'm going in. Hang on. The ones that are willing to cross over And I believe that that is a crossing over from unconscious to conscious. So, like, to put it more simply, from physical to spiritual. And those who are willing to do the work and be a good person and have a good heart and learn real love and all of that, they are the true Hebrew. Hebrew means to cross over, and Jew is an offset of the word Hebrew. And they're over there and they judge everyone, and they are not who they say they are.
How dare you, Paula? So you're saying they're liars and are deceiving us?
Well, you used to be able to look it up, actually. They've edited the internet so horribly now, you might not be able to find that truth anymore, but you can try. But I kind of knew it right away when I first did read the Bible years ago. I just kind of knew right away, because, I mean, the ones that are there now are the only ones that are there now, and Bible speaks of those who say they are, but they're not. So, I mean, 2 and 2 is 4.
Well, we could both agree that they're sneaky. I mean,
They're sneaky snuckers, yes, they are.
I love my Jewish friends.
Yeah, well,
Love
they're
you
not
guys.
all assholes, just the head assholes.
Come on, guys.
Don't.
Come on,
have a
Timmy.
migraine.
Timmy,
Take
they
a
say
break.
we're Jewish.
Hey, I have some in me too. I'm part fucking Jew.
Oh, you are? Paula.
Yes.
Hey, Paula,
Have you
who looks
ever
more...
seen my big fucking nose?
No, we don't see... Paula, who looks more Jewish, me or Timmy?
Turn your head sideways. Come on, Z. Turn your head sideways. Oh, shoot. Let's
It's
see.
Timmy.
I think it's about the same.
Somebody's
We
lying.
both
What I
look
can see, 'cause
equally...
Timmy's further away from the camera.
We both look equally Jewish. That's because
Yeah.
we're both Italian.
Well,
You know.
yeah, they're all, yeah. There's many different types of Jews. There's not just one, like those lying bastards would have you believe. There are many different types of
Those
Jews.
sneaky fucks.
We had
Beaky
to warm her
snuckers.
up. Then she just went into their lying bastards. You got to warm up when you talk about the Jews. You can't just jump right into it.
They fucking know what they're doing and who they are. They know. I'm just calling them like I see them. They know the truth.
Well, we love you, Jewish people. My Jewish
Yes.
listeners get upset each time we talk about this.
I don't blame the people
Yeah.
for the leaders. It's the leaders that did it. It's always the leaders, the rulers, the lowers.
Well, the good thing is, Paula, that NJ Jeep Girl says that Timmy looks like a cute version of a Grabbler, which is a Jew. So we're saying you look like you're an
Well,
attractive Jew, Tim.
He does look cute, like you. So, yeah, you both are cute adjacent, definitely.
Ruled by Saturn says, being gay is a sacred cow, but it's open season on the Jews.
Don't
What if they're
make me
what if
laugh
they're a
hard.
gay
I
Jew?
have a headache.
Okay, I heard 70% of Jerusalem is a Jew.
Oh, yeah,
No, Tel Aviv. 70% is gay, apparently. The gayest city on earth is Tel Aviv.
Interesting. Look, I'm gonna give my opinion on the Jews. I think it's a smokescreen, guys. It's fun to me to goof on the Jews because they're the ones you're not supposed to goof on. But that being said, I think it's a smokescreen. I just think, why do we point to the Jews? Why not point to the Jesuits? Why not point to the Catholic Church? Why not point to so many people? Like, okay, the Jews and the money, I get that, but like, I just think it's easy to point to the Jews and blame the Jews. I think it takes our eye off the ball. Look, here he comes. Benowitz.
Well,
Right,
isn't
I knew Benowitz was going to come in. He says it's not a smokescreen. We own you all. Benowitz. Is
well,
this some kind of
see, and then there's
Babylonian magic
fuckers like
trick?
that out there saying things like that. But aren't the head Jews the actual Jesuits? So
I
that's
don't know. I've
also
been
true.
told that, but it would just say they're all the same. It's probably not any of these people. They're probably just minions, really. I don't know.
All I know is whoever's running this world, it should be fired, and people who are actually able to govern need to come in and start teaching everyone. You need to learn how to govern yourself, so you don't need my fucking ass anymore, and we can all become
Well,
self-governing and fuck this shit. Mic drop.
I'm confused as to why is it Christian and Muslim and then Jewish? Because if you called someone Christian-ish, Muslim-ish, I'm Italian. I'm not Italian-ish. So how is it Jewish? Like you're like
Interesting.
Oh, I
okay.
forget what I have the answer to that in my brain somewhere. I just have to find it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think it's I can't remember what that answer is, but what's coming to mind
Like
now
Bear,
is
gay-ish.
ish means not. Ish means not. Look up what the definition or etymology of ish is. You'll have your answer. You know, they're Jew-ish. Okay, so Jew adjacent. So not really Jew.
Fascinating. Paula, we're going to let you go because I want to let you be able
I
to go to
gotta
sleep
go
and
to bed
stuff.
now.
Yeah. Much love, Paula.
Much
Paula
love.
Fulcrum.
Hi,
Peace,
Tommy.
peace
Hi,
and love.
everyone. Whether you hate me
All
or
right.
not, I love you.
We love you. We love Nathan, too. Tell Nathan we said hi. Do you still talk to him?
I told him last time, and I'll tell him again. And he knows
Yeah.
that you're playing his music over here.
Yeah, tell him that he's welcome over here, even though
He's
some of my
never gonna get
audience
up,
seems to be.
6 o'clock in the motherfucking morning.
You never know. You never know. I mean, just
You
tell him,
know,
even
he
though
already
some of my
told me.
audience is hate-filled and bigoted, that Z's certainly not. Apparently, unless you're Jewish, apparently. I don't know. Interesting. All right, Paula, much love. Adios, Paula.
Bye.
Go to sleep. That's Paula, everybody. It's always nice to have the various members of the Truthiverse come check in with us from time to time. Yeah, Timmy, I'm trying to be like friendly to all the colors of the rainbow, only because of this. I just try to put myself in their place because you know what people are saying to me. Oh, it's because you're gay, Z. You support gay people, so you're fucking gay. Like that's the limited mindset that most people have. Okay, fine, think that. It doesn't really bother me if you think that. Okay, but I try to put myself in their position. Right? It's like okay. It's easy for us just to say, well, they're making a choice or X, Y, and Z, but I don't see it that simple. I don't see it any different as like basically, I don't see it any different as like skin color, hair color, height, any other physical trait or any other sort of expression of some kind of genetics. And whether or not it's genetic as such, I don't know. But I look at it like that. You know, I see kids, guys, I worked in a pediatric hospital for years, okay? I was acquainted with everything, every presentation you could see of quote unquote disorder. I'm putting that in quotes. When you have an 8-year-old coming to you identifying as a certain way, all right, now they haven't developed their sexuality as such at that point, but when an 8-year-old comes and they're identifying as a different gender, it's easy to say, oh, it's their fucking crazy mother. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. I don't necessarily see it that way. And even if that's the case, I still say, well, so what? If somebody wants to be and identify in a certain way, who am I to tell them no? Anyway, before you weigh in, Timmy, if you want to, who's in the back with a weird name? Can you show me your face? You don't have to show me your face. I'd prefer if you did. Oh, okay. I know you. It's Niall, everybody. Let's welcome Niall, our resident Timmy. I want to, you know, Niall. Timmy, is it fair to say that Niall may be like the most hashtag normal guy in this whole fucking truther community? Pick somebody more normal than Niall. Like he seems to have a normal job. He seems to be emotionally regulated. which is rare amongst this group. You know, he looks like he like pays his bills, gets his hair cut on time. I don't know. Let's welcome Niall. Niall, you're kind of like almost too normal to be a part of this community. How do you respond to that?
That's going to fall into the is he an agent theory now. So if I'm not a part of the whack pack, then I'm an agent.
Oh, yeah, don't worry, dude. That they call me an agent all the time, dude. It's to me, it's a fucking it's a compliment at this point, dude.
It's like if you're crazy, you're an agent. If you're normal, you're an agent. If you're somewhere in the middle, you're an agent.
Right.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, Tim. I don't see you that much, man.
Yeah, man. Always glad to see you, brother.
So what are you doing here this morning, Niall? What's on your mind? Just, what's your temperature? What's the temperature? What's the barometric pressure in your world? I'm going to put it like this to you guys and let you guys take it. Things are just a little too quiet right now in like the world. It's like, all right, what I'm noticing throughout history is this pendulum swing that they have us on, guys, where they get everybody in a fear state. They fuck with everything, war, rumors of war, fucking famine, disease, etc. And then once they bring us all to the breaking point where civilization is just about to rip itself right down the fucking center, then they level everything off. All of a sudden, oh, I can go to my grocery store. Not everybody's wearing a fucking mask. Yeah, maybe I can go out and get a job if I want one. I'm not like terribly desperate. It almost seems too cyclical, too controlled. When's the next shoe going to drop? I don't know. Am I just in my imagination? Take it away.
I don't think so. I mean, you have extreme pressure and control over the past 3 years, and now it seems to be shifting the other way, where you have people like DeSantis here in Florida that are saying, oh, we're going to give you your freedoms, and as soon as I'm president, I'm going to do the same thing I did in Florida, and I don't know what the hell that's going to look like. But, yeah, I think it's just a pendulum swing, back and forth, Overton window shift, same old, same old. Let's do it all over again, destroy the world.
I feel like I look around and see like what actually happened to all the billions of people in the world like the past 100 years. And like, for example, look at World War II. Bro, like, okay, they say maybe 100 million people died. Now that's a large number, right? And then you can say maybe 5x more than that, like got directly affected. Like maybe a little girl's father is killed, right? So 500 million. But if there were 5 billion people on the planet, that's what? Only 10% of the world's population, right? That's like maximum, right? Affected. So that still means 90% of the world's population was unaffected at all by this thing. But if you look in a history book during like that 5-10 year period, that's all that's talked about, right? So it's almost like a perspective thing. And then you go deeper on that 500 million. Okay, forget the 400 million that it wasn't really directly their fault, right? So let's look at that 100 million. The 100 million of those men, like most of those men really volunteered, right? Mm-hmm. They went to the front lines and then killed each other via volunteering. And then we always hear people saying, well, they got manipulated. I don't buy that, right? They went there. It's their fault. Who else's fault is it? It's the old man behind the curtain's fault. I mean, give me a break. So, they say in the wars, it's the people that die in the front lines or the cities that get bombed. Civilians, right? So I guess the only civilians are those that did get bombed. But again, like I don't know, some people will call me a coward, but it's like if you stay in those cities for weeks on end and months on end, like even when they're getting bombed, and you don't go out into the rural parts with at your grandma's house or something. I mean, that's what the people in Eastern Europe always talk about. Like, oh, we know when the war's coming is we go out to the rural area to granny's house. Like that's just like status quo. Don't stay in the capital city where it's getting bombed constantly. Right. So at the end of the day, it's like, well, then most people were fine during this time, and that was the time with most problems and war, right? And then you look at today, or most people are like even in Ukraine right now, and that whole quote unquote war, it's like most people are not involved in it, and it's fine, and people are living normally.
I have to agree with you there, because if you ever talk to any prepper or anybody like that, the bug out shelter is always far away from any sort of city. So it's like you inherently know that if you're close to a large group of people, you're inherently part of the system. whatever you want to view that as, the beast or whatever it is, the multicultural state of Israel, destructive force that moves along the nation or the world and destroys things. You look at, what were you saying? What's the stupid place? Ukraine. So 2008 is when the first incident in the Ukraine happens, where Putin was told, "Hey, can you move out some troops? We're not going to occupy this area. Everything will be cool." So if you're a citizen there, you're seeing active military operations going on. 2014 incident occurs and people start dying. All right, but they got a ceasefire. Everything is cool. If you're a grown man with a family, why the hell would you stay at that point? You have the opportunity to leave. You see that basically it's a powder keg waiting to blow up. Staying is what do you call it? Tacit agreement, you know. And so, yet last year, every able-bodied man is activated, and a gun put in their hand, and a gun put at their back if they don't want to participate. Congratulations, you stayed too long.
Apparently.
Yeah, allegedly.
Who knows what's actually happening across the large land border, right? Now, some people are thinking probably right now, oh, these two are fucking cowards because they're saying they would go away and not defend their
Well, I
area.
was just wondering. I mean, I was going to bring that up. Is like, bring it to your life. Look, it's easier to externalize things and think of things in the general, but when you make it about yourself, things change a little bit. Because I'm wondering, okay, here I am. You know, I live in a place where I grew up, man, and I'm connected to this land, man. The smells of it, the cycles of the seasons, just everything. I'm connected here. I'd be hard pressed to leave this place at this point. Maybe just pride and ego, or maybe it's something else. Maybe it's more natural. Maybe there's an inclination to defend your land and territory. Maybe it's just biological, you know? So I could see both sides of it, but why the fuck should I leave is the way I would look at it. You know, I'm just putting it out there.
Okay, go ahead.
But then just on the original point, then it's like, the funny thing is, well, it's not funny, but I'm saying like, okay, I was just talking about before about like fault, right? And like, oh, suffering, right? And suffering is voluntary harm. The word literally means that. So it's like, if you feel that way and you stay, right, then why should other people like cry that, because you made your choice, right? Because usually we think about these things are like a thing is happening to another being that they didn't want. It's like you kind of accepted that in this hypothetical, right? You accept it. So then it's like, okay, all the people on the front line that died chose to be involved and have that risk. And then the people that stay in their area, like they also are chosen. It's chosen, right? So it's like everybody chose it. And then the downstream of their families that got affected by it, they all chose to be there, I guess, unless not the little ones. But it's an interesting point. See, like, I guess everybody chose it. So, why is everybody else worrying about what wars are happening where and presuming that it means something for that?
And also just the idea that, okay, you're going to stay and defend your area, but you're not actively defending your area. You're going into combat with somebody you know you'll lose against. That just doesn't make any sense. At least from my perspective, if I'm the Ukraine, which is a pittance in comparison to Russia at large, and Russia last year offers me a truce and say, hey, we're good, just stop actively fighting, and I don't take that, that's on me, bro. So you could say it's one thing, but it seems more politically motivated. And so if you're in the war for another man, then you're actively taking his position, not your own. So it's not protecting yourself, you're protecting somebody else's douchebag ideas,
And then we can go to land and like quote unquote ownership or connection with land. And I'm not going to say that anybody's wrong for defending their land. I'm definitely not going to say that. But the next step beyond that though is just like, well, if you believe you're one of God's children, it's like God gave you like God, right? Grantor of Dominion, I think is what that stands for. It's like, well, then it's almost like the Thor movies when Asgard got fucked up by the big thing destroying their planet. It's not that was literally a plate reality for it. And they flew away on the ship, and then I think it was Odin that said, the Asgardians are the people. The nation is the people, not this fucking plate out in space. So I like to think of it as that. Now, if 5 years from now I've got my land and my homestead, all that shit going, and the Chinese invade, it's like, I don't know. Maybe I won't go away. So it's interesting. I'm not sure. I don't think I would be able to leave though if I invest 5 or 10 years into a place and then somebody just wants to go and take it. It's an interesting thought experiment.
Yeah, the way I look at war, even today, it's it's not what it used to be. You brought up World War One and Two, and just the lives that were lost. It's like you go through the what is it, quiet wars for. I can never remember it. Quiet wars for stupid people, or whatever it is.
Silent wars.
Silent wars.
Silent weapons were quiet.
There you go.
There
Yeah,
you go.
it's all covert, overt operations. So an incident happens in 2001 that happened or didn't happen, killed or didn't kill. Maybe 2,500 people lost their lives, and then you destroyed two or three countries in the process of doing that. And then 1,100 and change, 1,150 soldiers died as a process of that.
Millions of Iraqis too.
Yeah, but on the United States side of things, I think it was like 1,100 and change. But people died in order to do operations, not necessarily go to war. There's no active conflict between two nations, having a disagreement about something. It's like, oh, we want your shit. We have to set up something to make it look like you did something to us, so that we have. Go ahead.
Have you seen Azerbaijan and Armenia?
No. Or if
So
I have, I'm not sure.
The limited amount of not information that I know about that is like it's really complicated over there, right? Because it's actually, this is the same story over and over everywhere, but like, some kingdom 100 years ago says, this, fuck you, this is our, the king just draws the circle around this area, even though it's like, okay, I really don't remember all the specific details. So if anybody does, please don't destroy me. But basically one side is like, hey, when it was I think the Ottoman Empire, please correct me if I'm wrong, but like basically they're just like, fuck you guys, like we don't care what the ethnic groups are, but this is where this starts and ends. And at some point, like there's Armenians that are stuck. Yeah, there's like an Armenian group, like a big group inside of Azerbaijan, but Azerbaijan's like, no, this is our land. It's just this complicated thing of like different groups saying, oh, well, this is ours because we've been here forever. And then so now they're fighting, and like I've seen documentaries where, I don't know, maybe they're bullshit, but like they're just constantly fighting, and it's just, yeah, they're just constantly fighting and arguing over like centuries long disputes about whose land is whose. And it's like that, just from the outside it just looks, it looks tough. I mean, I don't know how I don't know what that feeling would be like, because
Right.
I'm not in that. But I was in Moldova last year. And it's like I saw what it looks like of the the aftermath of the USSR, and it's like I imagine the U.S. is going to be like that at some point, and it's just like dilapidated. I can never say that word. Rundown buildings, and but close knit communities, close knit families and stuff. There ain't no homeless people because everybody knows somebody, and they're all connected still and shit. So, like, would life really change in the U.S. if it broke apart and the empire fell? Like, not really. I don't think it would be that cataclysmic. Just some thoughts.
I think that's the whole purpose of the state idea, to have independent states within a whole. But I don't know. It's interesting to see. I think I look at the relative morality of people and make my judgments that way. That's a reason why I would never live in San Francisco Bay, L.A., and I've lived in L.A. And it was dangerous in the early 2000s when I was there. And nowadays, there's you can't walk around without seeing shit on the floor everywhere. You were talking about the whole shitting idea, and that's what kind of spurred me to come up. I'm like, I said, it is nasty. I mean, walk on the street, you see that on the side of the road, on the sidewalk, and you got your 2-year-old with you, or even just yourself.
Right, the shitting.
What's that, Daddy?
But here's the thing, Niall. I was thinking about this the other day. I could argue the other side of that coin. It's like, why shouldn't we be allowed to shit anywhere? All right, I'll put it like this, dude. Like, sometimes I'll go for a walk, right? And I live in like a town, and I'll be walking around the neighborhood, and I'll have to take a piss, and I'm like, why can't I just go right over there and take a piss behind the tree? Like, there's a problem with that. I'm like, so now I'm like holding my piss. I'm holding my bodily functions. It's like, I've been places where I had to go to the bathroom so bad, and I've almost had like medical emergencies trying to hold it. But why though? Like, if it's such a natural thing, it's like Timmy says, everybody poops. And I get it. The other side of the coin is like Niall says, all right, you don't want to be walking down to LA and just shit all over the sidewalks, but should a bodily function be illegal? If I threw up on the sidewalk, is that illegal? Sometimes you just can't hold it. Like, these are the realities. Like, I think of my life when I was like in the Matrix. Like, I'm driving to work. I used to commute an hour to work each way. I'm like driving down Interstate 95.
I-95.
My coffee's kicking in. I have to take a dump. I'm like, where am I going to go? Do I wait till I get to work? Do I pull over on this side of the road? Do I just shit right here in my car? Like, and they feel shameful about it. It's like, none of these things match up. Like, this place we exist in is so weird. Like, it's very confusing to me. Why can't you just shit anywhere? These are the questions that. Go ahead, help me out here.
I'm going to jump in because if we're going to talk about natural, unnatural, a car is unnatural. So in reality, and this is from a plumber's aspect, so I have a background in septic, reliability. You and your family's doo-doo is not dangerous to you. Okay, we'll start right there. If you have a septic system and it's mostly you guys taking dumps in there, or a big cesspool, it's really not dangerous to you because you're bacteria. Your body already knows you guys. It's when you have the combination of a cesspool is when it becomes dangerous. You have different bacteria fighting each other, off-gassing, and it becomes destructive to the environment. Did I flash out for a second? Both to the environment and to other people. Does that make sense? So if you want to talk about natural, yeah, if you want to blow your ass out in the backyard, that's fine. It's when you have this cesspool community where it's like, yeah, we're not high-fiving each other behind a tree while we both take a leak on the street. I just don't think that works, or at least that's my opinion.
What about the Roman community, like that the big like community thing? You know what I'm talking about, where everybody we would
get a cesspool.
Like right now, we'd be having this conversation, like looking at each other like shit next to each other.
Okay, so at least they knew a dedicated cesspool, and usually that would be burned at some point. So
let me ask you guys this one. Hold on, let me ask this along the same lines. Timmy, I'm assuming you're married and stuff, I think, and I don't know your deal, Niall. I've lived with women before. Should a couple have separate bathrooms? Meaning to say, like, is it appropriate to be shitting in the same bathroom when you're a couple? Like, is that good for the relationship? I would argue it's not.
I've seen some people do it, but I lock the door even if I'm alone in the house. So it's a alone time for me, I believe. These people that have somebody brushing their teeth while you're taking a dump, no, I'm not doing that.
Right. That's how my parents are. Even growing up, like, they're just taking dumps, brushing teeth next to each other and stuff. Yeah, dude. I can never do that and stuff. I bet husband and wives do it. Many of them do it. It just becomes part of their whole thing. I'm against it personally. I don't know, Timmy. Do you? What's the policy in your household, Timmy?
I presume that your parents, like when they dress together and they go out into the mall, like they look similar. Like you can't tell, like one's not, like your mom's not wearing a feminine stuff, and the dad, like they both look kind of the same probably, but they're like too comfortable with each other, so they kind of like merge and like become like an androgynous like blob.
Right. I guess that's what I'm getting at. Is like it's me, it's too much, man.
I mean, I close the door and am not interested in. Yeah, it's like my safe space, like Niall said. But yeah, I mean, she loves me, so she's happy to like. She doesn't. She said to me before, she's like, "I really do love you a lot because like I don't get pissed off that like I gotta like clean your shit." And I was like, this is a keeper, right? Because she's like, yeah, it is what it is, and she's happy to make me happy. And but yeah, like there's a line, you know, where
so let me ask you
sometimes she will like kind of open the door. I'm like, yo, I'm shitting, get the fuck out. Like,
how did we get here in this conversation? All right, let me ask you something. So Timmy, see, after I use the bathroom, I clean the toilet right there. I spray it. I get the little fucking scrubby out, and it sounds like you just leave like the skid mark on the fucking back of the toilet. Come on, dude, you got to help her out, dude. At least get the little thing and give it a little once over.
Nah, you mean Zimp? This is a Zimp hour. Nah, man. I mean, It's not that bad. It's just like in general, after the weekly situation.
Right.
But
Yeah. So my
yeah, I
last
mean,
thought on public defecation, it should be viewed like you view abortion, rare and infrequent, not something not something you go out to do. You should be ashamed of yourself if you had to do it. Well, it had to be done. It was either me or the car, or something like that. So I get it.
Right. Like, okay, like I like to think that, say, like a policy enforcer comes up on me and I'm taking a dump behind a tree. Hopefully he has understanding to realize that I don't just typically go around dumping behind trees. There's a good reason for it, Like, hopefully there's like an understanding there. Who knows? Some of these cops, you never know. That's right. Shit does happen, Uncle Rick. What a weird conversation this morning. But it's funny. I was thinking about this. Sometimes I write down notes, like what I want to talk about before I come on. My one note after it says read the days of the week article is shitting and pissing. I actually wrote this down to discuss it this morning. That's how fucking weird it is.
Well, look. Oh. I thought you were done.
Hopefully we're done with this conversation. How's this? Let's take a commercial break. Let's cleanse the palate. That way we can move on from the shitting and pissing. Sometimes you go so far down the road that you just kind of
No. We have to continue. OTW says she's happy to clean his shit. Jesus. So let's keep it going. OTW, if that makes you feel like misogynist or something like that, well, you should check yourself, man, because like Z's androgynous parents at the mall where they both wear sweatpants and a sweatshirt and they both have the same level of haircut, right? The Karen mom cuts her hair short, right? And then dad's got dad's got the baseball cap and they're both wearing loose fitting clothes and they spent like 4 seconds getting ready to go, right? And they both look the same. And then even the woman's walking in front and the man's walking behind, kind of following like a puppy. It's like, that's when there's no line anymore, right? So the line has just been eviscerated, and it's just everybody's an androgynous, creature, and so that's one of the lines I do to answer your question, Z, is it's like washing dishes, and there's a line. So I'm gonna give my life defending them. And so, there's these other things, during the day, she's cleaning the bathroom. It's just, and I think it's fair. So, yeah.
Yeah, OTW is acting as if you don't flush. It's like, no, man, it's not a power move. It's just, it is what it is.
Come here,
you guys have to remember, though, he's fucking Canadian. It's a little fucking different, we have to understand that, he was kind of brought up in a real fucked up culture, man.
He's probably going oh honey, did you shit? Let me take care of that for you. Let me wipe your ass. Let me he's too kind. He's too kind.
Yeah, he writes sorry on the toilet paper before he uses it, probably.
Yeah, sorry.
OTW, are we misrepresenting you? We kind of all have an understanding that you're kind of a simp. Now, again, who knows?
I keep cutting you off. Sorry.
I was gonna say, it probably has less to do with you, OTW, and more to do with the fact that you're Canadian. I don't want you to take it personally, dude, but I kind of have the same feeling as these guys. That OTW probably does. I guarantee OTW doesn't have the same gender norm practices that Timmy has in his house. I guarantee OTW's cooking, scrubbing dishes and stuff. OTW, you can dispute it if you want, but we all have the same. But hold on, let's take a commercial break, and let's give people a chance to come up if they want to. OTW, you doing your fucking segment this morning, or are you gonna sleep through it again? Anyway, hold on. Much love. Commercial break time, guys. We'll be back in a second. Don't go anywhere.
Pass through your family to you. You're the kind of a man who likes to work with his hands. Beech nuts the tobacco you chew. Beech nuts the tobacco you chew, and it's been that way, father and son, for a long time. Beech nuts smoother, moister, more delicious. Try it. Yeah, beech nuts the tobacco you chew.
I love this one. This one might be my favorite. No, he's a misogynist.
Yeah, I hate to see them work so hard. Yeah, me.
This is Timmy's house, everybody. Right?
Hold on back.
This is you, Timmy.
We ought to do something, Fred. Okay? How's about taking a nap? Hey, I got a better idea.
Gender norms.
Winston break. That's it. Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston's got that filter blend. Yeah, Fred.
I don't know. You might be doing something right, Timmy. Get them bitches out mowing the lawn, bro.
And only Winston has it. Up front where it counts. Here, ahead of the pure white filter. Winston packs
That's
rich
right,
tobacco
bitches.
specially selected and specially processed for good flavor and filter smoking. Yeah, buddy, Winston tastes good like cigarette.
The Flintstones have been brought to you by Winston.
Remember when they used to put cigarettes in the cartoons? You're watching a cartoon and they're smoking. It's so funny. So stupid.
I bought the fresh stick, just as you told me.
That's right.
You're absolutely right.
This is the world according to Timmy.
It goes on dry.
I'd bite.
It make me
Yeah.
feel cool and sweet, just as you said. I did everything you said, but my boss still hasn't asked me to lunch.
Unlike some deodorants, Fresh doesn't
Ah,
guarantee
the good old
you'll get
days.
ahead in business.
All right,
All
stop
Fresh
this
does
nonsense.
is keep you fresh.
When you think of it, that's quite a lot.
I hope they're still in business.
What kind of fucking stupid show is this? Yeah, right. Right, when the idea of having a secretary or the idea of being a secretary was that, hey, one day maybe your boss will bring you out to lunch and fuck you. It's very strange. That was the norm, where women going to college was to get the quote unquote MRS degree. You go to college to meet a nice guy to get married. Who knows?
Is it really that different today, though?
I don't know. I think it kind of is, man. Dude, Timmy, when I look at the workforce in quote unquote corporate America, it's just seems like it's a bunch of women now. A bunch of the guys are more like the Niles, the Timmy, and the Z's of the world. I mean, I don't know what you do, Nile, but you don't look like you work for a corporation. Either you work for a guy or yourself. I don't know your thing. Same thing with you, Timmy. You probably work for a bit. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't see us working for a corporation, as such. I won't fucking do it, man. I wouldn't know who's writing my check if I'm going to work for somebody at all. Preferably, I don't want to work for anybody. But I see women take it over corporate America because there's really no thought involved in it. You just get your dictates from above. They tell you what to do, what the policy is, what the procedure is, and how well you could fucking follow it. Women, I don't know. Let's let up OTW. Maybe he could balance it out. What's up, OTW?
What's up? Mic check.
You're good.
All right. So I was actually occupied while you were saying something, and I just popped in while you said OTW. I'm sure he has some. I'm not sure exactly what you're saying.
Well, we're kind of being maybe a little misogynist here up here. 3 Americans. We have a certain mindset. I mean, Timmy thinks that, he shouldn't clean, he shouldn't cook, as long as he's bringing home the bacon. Niall has the mustache that embodies true masculinity, and I am the one and only Zetetic warrior. But we brought you in to kind of level it out. You're Canadian, you live in a communist, socialistic country, and we're hoping you could balance it out and let us know that we're being a little bit too misogynist, that it isn't wrong to wash the dishes or to clean the baby's diapers, and that maybe we're a little bit in our imaginations. Go ahead. I don't want to speak for you, Pat.
Well, in my opinion, you got to be able to take care of your own affairs, man. So it's you have a woman in your life or not, man, you're going to fucking have dishes and clothes to wash anyway. You're going to have to wash your floor and do your shit. So
Timmy, he's bringing it up the whole, if you were
to me.
Single, you would do it anyway.
Yeah,
But
exactly. I
but
don't depend on any woman to do my shit for me, man. I do all my shit myself.
I would
don't
delegate.
ask who, I don't care if she does something good for her, man. It's I don't give a fuck. It's as long as I get my shit done, The rest
Yeah,
is
but like
just,
Timmy says, I mean, I see successful guys that aren't married and they have somebody that cooks for them, they have somebody that cleans for them. It's just not their wife, you know. It's so yeah, I don't know. I can just go either way on this one. But you didn't let us down, OTW. You kind of gave us that that point of view that we would expect from a good Canadian citizen.
Yeah,
Christy Lee Dolls says your woman isn't your mommy, Timmy.
Yeah, so I even before being quote unquote married, if you want to say that, I delegate. I mean, I just I don't have. It's just a value calculation for me. It's like to spend like 10 hours a week like shopping for food and then cooking, and then like it doesn't make sense for me to like do that. And so I also just do that with cleaning. It's like the value of an hour for me is higher if I just pay somebody to do it. Now, can I clean and cook? Yeah, but it makes more sense to me to be able to be more productive and like manage the higher order affairs than sweeping or cooking. That's just my thing.
Right, dude. It's delegation. Look at any successful organization, whether it's, you know, a household, a fucking business, or whatever, fucking nation. You know, you have to be able to delegate. Any successful leader has to learn how to delegate things because you realize, you know, how important time is, time, energy, and attention. So things that other people can do, you should be delegating those things. So I kind of get it. But I look at my own life. Part of me enjoys kind of making my own meals. I don't really trust people to touch my fucking food, if you really want to know the truth. So there's certain things.
There you go. That's the fucking, for me, that's it. It's like I've cooked my food all my life. I worked in restaurants. It's like, don't touch my food, man. I'll touch the food. I'll cook the food because I know, you know, I have this, you know, anyway, cooking sense. I don't know.
I don't know. I think everybody falls into, if you lean more masculine or feminine, you're going to fall into a certain role. Even if you look at physicians,
hey, Z, if
nurses are usually female.
Sorry to interrupt you, friend. Niall, your name is. If Z, if you want to fix his mic, all you have to do is go in his settings and click automatic.
Is it my mic?
Yeah, you're chopping out.
I did that already with him. It did make it better though. I did that before.
I'll jump out, jump back in.
Yeah. What about what RT says here, Timmy? RT says before Timmy got married, he delegated the household dirty work to his mother. Could it be?
I mean, I did move back with my parents after college for a year or two. And yeah, that was like 10 years ago. But yeah, I was like UZ. I was driving up to Poughkeepsie from Westchester, and that sucked. But yeah, and then after that, I mean, when I just had a job, I was taking care of my own shit. But once I was able to have more property, then I just traded some of the property for somebody else's time in a very simple like situation. Yeah.
Are you saying that you bought your wife through a dowry?
No. I just use the same property, like just for fun, like trading fiat for somebody else's time. But no, I did not. I didn't give her father anything.
Let me ask you something, Timmy, because you seem like you're somewhat visionary in your scope, in your outlook on things. What do you see what are you building towards? Because many of us were kind of running around hopeless, thoughtless. Otherwise, you seem like you have plans, dude. I mean, whether or not they've realized, I'm sure it's going to be up to, you know, your will and destiny. But what are your plans, man? What's Timmy going to look like in 10 years?
Yeah, so I got to keep some of that under wraps because, you know,
he's going to be rich, ripped, and rare.
Move in silence.
Who says he's not already, OTW? He may be already.
I don't think he's ripped yet. Maybe he's working on the rip part.
Yeah, definitely not ripped. But yeah, no, I mean, I struggle with the concrete answer because it's almost like I'll give you a parallel. It's almost like the thing we were talking about before with the teacher. It's like there's plenty of people that have like this fixed concept, right? And they're like, no gay teachers around my kids, or no gay people, and they've got like a fixed idea really firmly about how they see the world and how they see everything, and then they will not move on that no matter what. Like a lot of people in the chat, right? They talk about the little hats, and they're like, nothing. They will never change their opinion, like ever, or even expand on that idea. So what I'm saying is like, yeah, I mean, generally, I see my future with a solid tribe, perhaps in the western part of the U.S. On a quote unquote homestead, but yeah, with the family growing, with some cool shit going on, and perhaps community and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't like fixate so much on like it has to be like that, because I don't know. I mean, it's like I don't want to go along with this like the doom review. Like I don't want to live my life based on this doom review. So I don't want to say, oh, that's the only thing I want, because I see myself, traveling around, on a pretty cool boat, like with the family. And if I'm 100% in on the whole prepper community, it's like, I hate those words that don't ever, please, nobody ever quote me on that. But like, it's like that would, it's just weird. There's no, people would be like, oh, you can't leave the area because then somebody will take it. It's just like kind of weird. But yeah, that's where I'm at, man. But yeah, right now it's cool. And,
it sounds like you're like, you're hedging your bet, so to speak, where you're not going to put your cards all in on one thing or the other. Because I agree, we need to prepare. To me, the prepping is more spiritual, and your consciousness, which means your knowledge base. All right, because when you try to say to prep, you're assuming certain things, right? You're assuming that the region that you're prepping in and you're building is not going to be in some way compromised. You're assuming that the people that you're fucking yoking yourself up with aren't going to be compromised. You're making a lot of assumptions. So to me, it's more of a spiritual consciousness things, So what I'm doing in my life is learning more about not only myself, but about the natural world around me, learning how to grow things, okay? The principles behind gardening, the principles behind hunting, preparing food, shelter, those things like that, building myself internally. To me, it's about an internal game, prepping myself energetically. I'm no longer really focused on too much of the external stuff. Before it was about steel, guns, bullets, food, seeds. Now to me, it's more about consciousness, and that's kind of where I am in the whole thing. But let's wrap it down so OTW and I can do our segment. Any final thoughts, Niall and Timmy? It was good to see you guys this morning. It's been a while. Thanks for checking in with the Z show this morning.
Yeah, I had to vet you for a while after the first time I came up was the Crunchy Bee incident. So I said, let me wait a little while before I come up. So
oh, that's right. You came up and you lectured our friend Crunchy Bee. I wonder how he's doing.
That was my first visit. I'm like, what the hell?
I popped you on that. I was like, yeah, go ahead. No, I'll talk to Crunchy Bee. I remember that. But you know what's funny? Who knows? Crunchy Bee, if you're out there, come talk to us, homie. We love you, Crunchy Bee. Not only you, but your name. It's a fun name. But yeah, go ahead, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
What I would say is like, some preparation is good as it always is. Anything you make can be taken from you, but the skills you gain from learning how to do it cannot. And also, it is the greatest negotiating ability. So if you don't have the material or property per se, if you have the skills, someone will bring you into the fold really quick. Other than that, a high sense of morality is the greatest thing to have in any community. So the whole gay, straight, whatever thing, there's somewhat good morality homosexual people, as hard as that is to say, and there's some straight people are complete degenerates. So it just it doesn't matter in between the two. But a high morality for anybody is good. And then all the people saying we're all God and all that, and that's cool and everything. And then the moment Z brings up the Jew word, oh man, I hate them. And it's like, bro, do you have any self-awareness that you're going to hate a community? And then you just said we're all sinless and born sinless and all that stuff. It's like we all have some faults and some bullshit in our life. Work to correct it. Work to raise your morality. Have a good day, gentlemen.
Later, brother.
Much love, dude. Much love. What about you, Timmy? Any final thoughts for the lovely audience today?
yeah, I mean, I would just say that my wish is that more folks would have it's be more like Niall, you know. I wish a lot of you folks were more like Niall, like level headed and like not just like so like lost on like one or two concepts. It's like,
Right.
you know, it's like a lot of people like would say, "Oh, that guy now he's like he allows gays. Yeah, I can't talk to him anymore." It's like,
Right.
and then you have all these distortions of like, I mean, for example, even the people that come onto these panels and will like, even this guy Huge will be like, "You guys are fucked." It's like, yo, who do you like? Who are your friends? And like, who do you talk to? And like, who do you listen to? Like, what ideas do you have? If we're way off base and we're fucked, so it's like, it's just amazing. What I mean, maybe that's me being narcissistic, but it's like, where are all your like upwards pointing morality beings that, you know, over the past 3 years said fuck you to the whole thing, right? Didn't lose all their friends, like still maintained their like quote unquote business and their career, still maintained their family, still maintained all the stuff that they've done, and are like forward thinking into like, you know, securing their community. Like, if you already have that and it's like, please, I'd like to be your friend. Like, let's talk. Why are we fucked? Like, let us know. Be like a wizard says, like, come be equitous, you fucking dickhead, instead of just being like, you guys got fucked. Like, is it because I presume that you're not what I just said. I presume you're a fucking loser and you're just triggered about something that we said that doesn't map with your shitty victim reality. And that's pretty much, sorry, most of you folks that are out there. And I wish it wasn't like that, because there's way too many victims out there. And yeah, just don't be a victim and become valuable.
Right, fair point. But you know what? Hopefully, you know, everybody has room to grow and we're all in different levels, you know. And that's kind of the way I look at it, Timmy, because part of me gets kind of disheartened with this whole process, man. I had an idea of the truther community years ago and what that was going to be. And I'm realizing a lot of that was just me being fanciful and projecting out onto people. It's you know, the reality of it's quite different. But we all have room to grow. So, all right, cool. Good words. Much love, bro.
Later,
Come back
brother.
and see us
See
real
you.
soon, man. Peace out,
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
It's Timmy Carini. Many of you guys know Timmy. He's got it. He's got that home life under control, man. He's keeping them gender norms. And it's weird, guys. To me, in a lot of ways, marriage is such a weird, it's like so many things in our modern world. We have this new world that we're all living in, but we still have these old traditions that somehow don't match up. And the institution and the tradition of marriage may be primary amongst those, where we're still in this concept of man and woman and holy matrimony and what that means in this new world. It's very disjointed. Anyway, it's time for the next segment of the Z Show. Let's get ready to bring him up. You all know him and love him. His name is Patrick. He has a news network, OTW News. And he's here to bring us all the headlines from across the Truthiverse and beyond. With that said, let's welcome him back. OTW, good to see you, homie.
OTW! Welcome back to OTW Breaking News Alert. Ladies and gentlemen, our top story for today is Jason John Swartz trying to debunk the Bible Mandela effects, ladies and gentlemen, going through one by one and trying to debunk the Mandela affected Bible verses.
That's what he's doing now. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off. That's what he's doing now. He's gonna do the Mandela Bible thing.
Yeah,
Oy
so he's on that rampage, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to check that out. It might be pretty interesting.
Wow, man. Is anybody watching him? Has he look, you and I know, you know, to get viewers, it takes time. You got to come on here. You have to be consistent. It's hard to like build and maintain an audience. How's he's doing, bro?
He's teaming up with his brother. Okay. And, you know, and his brother is, you know, like promoting him on his own channel. And so he's up to like, I think he passed 700 some odd subscribers. So he's about to hit the 1,000 subs. So, you know, congratulations.
Yeah, but
to him
how about his
that.
viewers? Because his brother has 100,000 subs and he gets 1,000 viewers when he fucking streams.
Right.
Which is 1%.
it's like what it's. I get
1% of
almost
his
1,000
audience
views.
watch.
Yeah, I
Right,
almost get 1,000 views per show. Yeah. So it's
Right,
kind of
and his brother's
like
getting
I
that,
only
and he
have.
has right,
I
exactly.
barely
Sorry.
have 1,300 subs, so imagine that. It's like, and I get like about the same viewership as Bruce, and he has 100,000 subs, man.
OTW, do you remember the infamous stream that Jason and I had on your show, and how upset you were afterwards? And you remember
Yeah.
what I told you after that show? I said,
No, I don't,
Patrick,
actually.
I told you, I said, Patrick, I know you're fucking upset. I said, but that show is going to actually probably be fucking the best fucking thing that ever happened. And look what happened from that fucking show. You distanced yourself from those fucking assholes. You embraced yourself more. You did your own Patrick thing. And now you're doing better than ever, as far as I can see. You know what I'm saying? You didn't need those fucking losers, dude. Sorry, Bruce of... What's his name? Bruce of Source?
Bruce sees all.
Bruce sees all.
Bruce sees all.
Yeah. Anyway. That was the guy who said he was going to come to your house and punch you in the face, right? Multiple times he physically threatened
And he was going to
you,
send
right?
some goons over and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Yeah.
It's a fun metaverse, everybody. And then
Oh,
I said it.
marvelous.
Yeah. I said to his mom, I said, you're supporting your son physically, like threatening OTW. And she was like, oh, it's not illegal. Go after yourself. I'm like, okay, that doesn't make it right.
And she was even telling you, "Oh, I'm not his mother. I'm not their mother." And then it's like, "Oh, okay." So now she's doing that bit now.
Right. That's what she admitted to me that it was mom. And so I was trying to like make nice with her and stuff and be like, look, straighten your sons out a little bit. They're fucking off here. No. Who knows,
I saw
man?
you
These
in
people are
chat that
nuts.
day.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
people are nuts. Cool, man.
All right.
Hey, much love, Jason John Swartz. Whatever it takes, dude. You're goofy as fuck, but God bless you. Go ahead. What else
You'll
you
make
got,
it.
man?
You'll make it. All right.
Yeah.
So for our second story for today is, we have to come back to Mr. Jack Talcott. All right. So seemingly coming back to Jack, we're noticing here the realliance of Jack and Paul. Who knows how that's going to last? How long it could last? Nobody knows. But we also see that Jack has been also panel hopping. He's been doing the panel walker, showing up on Toilet Bowl Earth's live stream last night, late night show. So I didn't catch the whole show, but he's been hopping around. So
All right, let me put it like this, Patrick. Do you think it helps or hurts him? I think it hurts him. I think it's some part, because if you can go from Paul to Z to London Man to Toilet Bowl to fucking Antoine,
dude,
what does that really say about Jack? It almost shows that he really doesn't have any discretion. It's almost like he's kind of being a whore. He's kind of being a Trutherverse whore, bro.
I go up on his panel, all right, okay, and there's a conversation. Paul's there, right, and so is he, and we're like the three of us, and Jack has the audacity to say, like, well, I see the value that Paul brings to to the stream and to the broadcast, and I also see the value that I bring to the broadcast, but OTW, I don't see the value that you bring to the. What do you bring, OTW? I'm like, what the fuck? Are you serious? You're asking me that? I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, okay, so I have to actually justify myself now and say, well, I don't even remember what I said. And I was like, but it was so like shocking. What he said was like, that I remembered, it's like, I don't remember what I responded. I have to go look and review. But anyway, it's like, I think I told him, I was like, I offered a platform for people to come and express their thoughts, their feelings, their beliefs, and, communicate. So I offer a platform for communication and exchange. So this is the value I bring. Is that good enough for you?
Patrick, there's a couple weird things about Jack that come to mind with him. One thing is that really can't be overlooked is that Jack really is riding the Christian grift. Now, he's not so up in front with it like Toilet Bowl Earth, but he's still riding the Christian thing. If you really want to pin Jack down, he's doing the Christian thing. But it's really not. He's just doing hashtag Christian thing. He's really just doing the Jack thing.
Right.
But he's not afraid to put that Christian label on. So it doesn't surprise me so much that he's on Toilet Bowl Earth. The thing is, where does Jack go from now? Because let me just try to be Jack for a second. which is a scary thought. Is like, you come on here, we all want to come on here, think that we're going to say a bunch of stuff and that the internet's going to fall in love with us, right? But the reality is, unless you're pogo, unless you're in some way an op or extremely lucky, you're not going to get a huge internet following right off the bat talking about the type of things we talk about. It kind of seems like it's more of a slow grind where you build listeners over time. Martin Liedke streams to anywhere from 600 to like 1,000 live people at once. He's one of the fucking originators of hashtag truther community, bro. And he's like one of the top guys. Think about how long it took him to get his listeners. I've watched a guy named Quantum of Conscious, Matt from Quantum of Conscious. A lot of people, you know him. I've been watching him longer than almost anybody that I currently watch. I watched him grow. Patrick, he has like 90,000 subscribers, dude. It took him like 12 years, bro, of consistent, almost daily content, and he's still not at 100,000. And he's one out of the tops in his community. So to think you're going to come in and get a big boost right away, to me, it's not going to happen. I think Jack's probably seeing that frustration. He looks exasperated when he streams. Jack, I would recommend you actually back up. Maybe channel horror a little bit less, Jack. Just focus on your show, making your show better. Because, Jack, if you can't come on for longer than an hour without a full panel, you need to work on that, bro. Am I off here, OTW? Because what I'm seeing is this tendency to try to spread yourself out thin, thinking people are going to fall in love with you, and then the frustration that comes with it. Okay, yeah, Antoine Daniels is going to be. He's a black dude doing the Christian grift. The fucking algorithm's going to help him. Go ahead. I can go off on this, dude.
No, I agree with you, man. You're absolutely right, and you can see that he's not. You know, in my opinion, I don't think that he actually believes in that Christian drift like you're saying. I think that he thinks that it's something else, like more to like the spiritual side of it, you know, like the Christian, not the Christian, but the Christos and the like the spiritual side of it, the spiritual awakenings and the you know, higher awareness and stuff like that. So he's not, I think he's like riding the coattails, like kind of like using Christianity, but you know, like not necessarily believing in all of its underlining. Like let's say that Toilet Bowl Earth is like really freaking hardcore Bible thumping Christian, you know, like it's like you can't get more Christian than that, you know, but in that stereotype, right? But Jack doesn't embody that Christian stereotype at all. He embodies more of like the guru spiritual type.
100%, dude. 100%. Yeah. Which to me is a problem because it shows the level of, let's say, insincerity that I think people see through. You can grift certain people for a certain amount of time. But if you're going to build something that's going to last and be stable, you almost kind of have to pick a lane and go with it. And the riding the fence thing, I don't think comes off well. And much love. We love you, Jack. But if you're going to be a panel whore, then you're kind of a panel whore. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong, Patrick. Maybe I should spend more times on panel. I just don't have a desire to. I like checking in. It's like, you know, London Man had me on his panel a couple weeks ago, and that was fun. I went and did it. If I feel like popping on people's shows, I'll do it. But I don't see the value of it, really. And to me, I think it's probably wasted energy. And I think in the long run, it's probably detrimental. Anyway.
Agreed. All right. So for our third story for this great morning here on Zetetic Warrior Show, the Z Show, we have a very small story, nothing very concerning, but we have Mr. Cage Reality on a rampage, seemingly joining every single panel yesterday and, you know, going all out, including my panel, Pineal Powers overnight panel, and then over on Jack's panel. Saw him everywhere yesterday. He was on a rampage. And seemingly he's losing patience, not able to endure people's content, wanting people to show, you know, better content, in his opinion. I was like, I don't know.
As he produces really no content, which is funny. What a weird character Cage is, of all people. Many of you guys may know Cage. He's been on my show a couple times, more or less. He's kind of been a panel walker for a long time. What do you think his deal is, Patrick? Like, do you think he just likes it? I think what it is he kind of probably is lonely, like many of us in real life, and he just kind of finds almost like a camaraderie here amongst these fucking stupid YouTube channels that we all seem to frequent. And maybe that's what it is, dude. It's maybe less about what he could bring or what he gets out of it, and maybe it's more about just kind of being around people. He doesn't really produce any content, and then I think sometimes some of us resent it. Look, it happens to me, dude. Patrick, I never thought I'd like be around this whole group of people. It's like we were talking about with Timmy before. Like, this is a weird crew, all these fucking people, man. Us included. I never thought I was going to be sitting here and talking to Patrick from OTW News, like this Canadian guy who fucking thinks that the Bible's represented as like the human central nervous system and that you can use your kundalini and retaining your semen to achieve a sense of enlightenment through the Christos oil. What happened to you, Patrick? You don't talk about that shit anymore. Did you just kind of let that shit go, or what's your deal with that?
Actually,
bro?
maybe I'm going to be coming back to the roots. I was thinking about introducing more talking points in the show where I do a little bit more monologuing. I was, trying to work on that because I'll just want to fill in the blank spots, So yeah. So I'm actually working on that. So I was thinking maybe I'm going to come back to, my original research that I was doing and, do make talking points about that stuff and similar topics that interest me, like flat earth and a bunch of other Mandela effect and all kinds of different topics that I enjoy.
Yes, I go back and forth with it, Patrick, of like how much to do information and then how much just to like do a show. To me, there's just a balance that works for me right now, and it changes each day. Like I love coming in and doing certain components where I read, hashtag science, expose the lies of the system, and then other parts of me like to sit back and do the open panel portion. And I know your channel, you're very heavy on the open panel stuff. It seems like you want to maybe think about backing off a little bit of that. I don't want to speak for you, but
I'm actually I'm reducing time, and I'm it's because it's as if I'm it's not that I'm bored, but it's as if I want to create something even bigger, greater, even more and I might be delusional, but I was thinking, like, wouldn't it be awesome if all of us would just fucking make a movie? The fucking, it's like I see all of us in a role in this particular movie, like they did for let's say the Mandela effect. You know what I'm saying? But for like this whole
community, what's his name? That guy that in the flat Earth community, there's a guy named Hibbler, and he does these documentaries, and he brings in all the big wigs of the community. Like you'll see like Liedke and like Weiss and like all these guys like ODD and you'll see them all in the same fucking documentary. Like it's like once a year you get to see all these people together. So you're thinking, what? Like I call this community the Truthiverse community, which is weird. Patrick, is there like another community, or like are we the Truthiverse? Or is there like another incarnation of the Truthiverse that I'm just missing, that I'm completely not in touch with, dude,
That's it. That's for sure. That has to be it. We have to, in my opinion, we must be contained like under a dome. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's come on, man. Think about it. Just look at Bro Sanchez gets 1,000 people watching while he goes live. Like there's a whole nother community of truther people out there. It's like that we're just not in touch with, man. It's like we're stuck in our own little dark city. You know what I'm saying? And we're not. So I actually think, like Jack's going off and doing the panel but I think it's a good thing to go out and expand our horizons and meet new people and have new conversations and new perspectives. Even if is kind of an echo chamber, it's always refreshing to hear like a new person.
Well, here's the way I look at it, Patrick, is that I think the panels are the thing that distinguishes this community from say other ones. Is the panel, the open panel of it. is that the viewers are also part of the whole experience. The listeners can come in and really participate. Where like I look at Martin Liedtke, you know, he's streaming to like 1,000 people every time, but they're not really integrated into the show, right? Or like, let's say I follow like What the Flock TV. And the guy gets a pretty good following, but again, it's just him presenting his shit, and he might bring on a guest or two, or these other ones, right? But I think what makes like these kind of communities and the adjacent ones are like the panel version of it. I don't know. I could be wrong, but you know, and Sanchez would be associated with that. He's adjacent.
Yeah, he has the panel thing going, and for it's a different type. We use StreamYard. He has a Zoom thing going, so it's a different dynamic, but it's still the same principle. He has the panel going. He can have, you know, like a lot more than just 10. You know, he can have like 20 people up there, I think, or something. So
right,
it's pretty crazy. But yeah, I believe that paneling is like, it's my opinion, but it's the wave of the future for broadcasting, because it's the new form of reality TV, right? It's like you got all walks of life coming up on panel from different, from different parts of the earth, from everywhere, coming up and presenting themselves, and they automatically become characters on a show or a broadcast, whatever. It's you still become like a personality out there in the metaverse. So when that happens, then this is where like the dynamic creates itself, right? Where all these different people create the show or create the whole. It's like the DC metaverse. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have like the DC Legends of Tomorrow, then you have the Flash, and you have the Arrow, and you have that, and then they mix the shows together, and they have like these crisis episodes where all three different shows are actually, all the actors of all three shows are in the same episode, and they do a series of 4 episodes where they switch from one.
It's called crossovers. Yeah, there's crossover shows. You know, where you have like one production company has multiple shows, and they'll do these crossovers.
Like we're doing right now. This would be considered a crossover, like what we're doing, me and you right now, right? 2 shows binding together to create a.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah. Exactly. You know, a lot of people look, you know, how do I say this? A lot of people, especially like the Paul Enslaved fans, like they kind of think that like me and you kind of like started our shows recently, and that we kind of, but like they don't realize that Z had his own Z show before I ever met Paul, and you had OTW for years. But there's so many amongst us that are in this weird mindset. It's like that you and I are kind of like offshoots of like a certain thing. People have such a very strange way of looking at things. Like I was looking at my stuff the other day, man. Like before I even met Paul OTW, like I was streaming and getting like over 2,000 views a stream, dude, when I was doing long streams on like a Sunday. I'm just saying this for anybody out there who like doesn't, because I've been getting a lot of things like, okay, like Rob Cleveland's here today. I'm going in on you for a second, Rob. You know, he's going to get pissed at me again. We'll see Rob in 2 more weeks. But like, I know Rob's upset at me because he thinks I should be like on Paulie's book. Like, I think Rob Cleveland thinks I betrayed Paul Enslaved in some weird way. Like, not understanding that like I have my own history and everything, and that like I had a show before I even stepped on Paul's show. But I have like Rob Cleveland, who I know is feeling a certain way. And I know there's a bunch of people feeling a certain way about it because people have said stuff to me, man. It's like, there's this whole thing.
Been around for 5-6 years, man. My channel's been up for 5-6 years. I started making videos 5-6 years ago.
It's like people fall in love with a certain creator. They create these narratives in their head. Now it's like, oh, Z got his start on Paul, and now he's fucking betraying Paul somehow and like copying his show. Guys, the record stands. You can go back. You can see the very first time I was on Paul's show. You can see when I started streaming, my very first live stream was on January 1st. The record speaks for itself, everybody. It's time to get out of your fucking imaginations and really start thinking. Get out of this whole metaversal fucking hijinks WWE that we're all doing, you know. Hold on. Here he goes laughing at me. Cleveland says, there you go again with the mischaracterization. How am I mischaracterizing it? You know I'm exactly right, Rob Cleveland. You know I'm right, dude. You know it. You love Paul, and you got in your fucking feelers, dude. What am I saying that's wrong, Patrick? Because Rob's not going to address the issue. He's going to keep skirting around it. I don't care,
Well,
Rob. You can watch whoever you want, dude. I don't care. It's a big internet. But, bro, you know I'm right about this, Rob. Why don't you come clean about it? See, I
Dude,
can't let
whatever
stuff go,
Rob
Patrick, because I
thinks-
hold people to their
It's okay.
fucking...
Whatever Rob thinks it belongs to him, and like what's going on between you, him, Paul, whatever. It's like that's one thing, but people have to realize that I don't know, like this. It's not the first time that I hear somebody say that we're copying off of Paul, because it's like I don't understand where they're getting that from. The only thing that I see that could maybe be their connection is that we're as dedicated. We're doing it every day. We're working hard, but that's not copying off of Paul. That's Paul being an example and us following that, being smart and saying, okay, there's a pattern, there's a thing we follow, there's a process that we understand, and we're just following the process. But it doesn't mean that we're copying off of Paul. We're trying to be as original as possible, and I believe the Tech Warriors channel is like fucking original. It's like
Here's the
I think
thing,
that's
dude.
what the authentic and originality is one of the most important things, I think, in this entertainment business.
Look, when you do a show, there's going to be certain commonalities. I said this
course.
weeks ago. We're all really just biting off Howard Stern, if you want to know the truth. And he was biting off the whole Whack Pack was a Stern thing. The whole like me, how I just play music behind people. Now look, Stern copied off other people. It take away the Stern
Jerry
thing.
Springer.
It's
Same
just
thing. Yeah.
everybody is just we're doing a show. Paul doesn't consider what he does a show. I do. All right, so
Same
Rob's
here.
going to come up and speak for himself, because apparently we're speaking for him. Come on, Rob, come clean, dude. Don't hold back. Now's your moment. You know what I'm saying is true,
There's
Rob.
literally nothing to come clean about. What you're saying is not true. I don't feel betrayed about anything.
No, that's not what I said. I said you think I betrayed Paul, not I betrayed you.
That's what I'm saying. I don't feel that way at all. I don't know why you're painting that narrative or trying to mischaracterize me saying that I feel that way, which I don't.
Come on, dude. Come clean with me, Rob. You feel a
What
certain
is there
way
to come
about
clean
it.
about?
You think that I'm doing something wrong to Paul. I know
No,
you do.
the fuck I don't. What the fuck?
Yes, you do, bro. So many
No,
people
I
have
literally
said it
do
to
not.
me, dude. All right, man. I'm gonna try to take
Okay,
your
they
word
can
for
say
it.
that. They can say that if they want, but they haven't talked to me about it, so I don't know what the fuck they're getting at.
All right, so listen. You love Paul the best, which is fine. But what does that have to do with me?
I
and
love
my
everybody
show?
equally.
No, you don't. Nobody loves everybody equally. All right, so you're saying there's no issue.
No, it's no issue.
All right. Guys, do you believe him? Audience, do you believe what the fuck he's saying?
I could give a fuck if they believe me or not. I'm telling you the truth, out of the horse's mouth.
All right, let's move beyond it. How you been doing with
Sorry, I'm hanging up at the highway.
What was that about a highway? How's your single life going, dude? I've been wanting to talk about mine, but it's part of me doesn't want to talk about my stuff. All right, here's the thing, Rob. I've been very isolated in the last couple of years, dude. I haven't really, let's say, experienced.
I want to hear about your stuff, man.
I haven't experienced much in the way of human interaction in the last 3 years, since my, let's call it, divorce. But I'm trying to open myself up to it a little bit. I know Rob has been opening himself up. How's your experience been, Rob, with let's say, your interactions with the opposite gender, dude? You don't have to tell me everything, but how's that been going for you, man?
Well, I would say it's going generally well. I mean, I'm having a lot of interactions, but I mean, that's kind of just where it stops for the most part, because within a few minutes of the interaction, I can kind of ascertain where an individual is at. And usually there's usually no point trying to move forward.
Right. And if I'm to be frank, that's my same issue is that, I encounter these different people and, even if there's a base level of attraction there, once I bring it more into the consciousness realm and get out of that one factor of like, okay, she's hot, she has these sexual characteristics that I find appealing, I'm really having a difficult time to take it beyond that. And I'm at a stage in my life where it's kind of becoming a hard no for me. I don't want to engage in that energy with people with these energies, whether or not they're, I'm just not interested in it really. But I don't know. It's a tough line to walk. Maybe there's a lot of people experiencing the same thing. I don't know. Anyway, we can go on and
first
on
of all,
about it.
Nowadays, trying to find somebody that actually resonates with you in in the things that you believe in, and I don't know, man. It's like it's not an easy thing. I don't know. I guess you're gonna have to be at the right place at the right time with the right people.
I don't know. For me, it's not even really necessarily about like beliefs or things of that nature. It's kind of just like a consciousness and an awareness. Sorry, I got these cars passing by me.
And it all depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking to have a, like a long-term relationship, or is it just what do you really want? And it all depends on what you really want. And I guess until you know what you really want, then there's no you really use in searching for anything.
Yeah, man. I agree. Like Void says, it's all about the vibes. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. All right, Rob Cleveland,
man.
you and I are cool. I'm going to take you for at your word, homie. Dude, you have no pressure to be here, no pressure to do anything. I'm just kind of busting your chops a little bit, but it's all good, homie.
All right, peace. Much love, Rob.
All right, Patrick. Any final thoughts, Patrick? Let's wrap it up. We're 14 minutes over. You streaming today or what, dude?
Yeah, I'll be going up next. I didn't pre-schedule it. Whatever. Anyway,
but you're going live.
I'll be going live next.
See what I did. I developed a routine, bro. I don't know. That might work against me. Where people know, all right, at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we know we could turn on the Z show and he'll be there. You kind of have different times. Did you ever think about establishing more of like a set thing, or does that not work with your lifestyle?
Oh, I pretty like the 9 to 2, but there are days that I have to go to work. So,
right,
I have to, the days that I have to work, I have to work. I gotta go.
See what I'm doing. See, I'm a little different than you, Patrick. Like I don't have any kids or grandkids. Obviously, I'm not in a relationship. I live alone, right? It's just me. So, what I'm doing is I'm constructing my life in a certain way where I could do my show in the mornings and then go about my day. Like, it's not like I have like a profession in front of me that I have to cater the show around. I'm trying to build a routine, so to speak, where the show's in the morning, then I go on. And I want to keep doing the show, Pat. I mean, how are you doing like financially with it? Like I'm realizing more and more, like to have this be like a financial thing is more of a long-term goal. Maybe I'm wrong. Look, you don't have to say anything you don't want to, whatever you're comfortable with, but is what we're doing, the model we're doing it, financially sound, at least as a primary form of, let's say,
no, I'd say for in like, even in the stages where I'm at, it's still a secondary form of like, it's a sideline. Even if you have to invest so much time, I put so many hours. I put much more hours into YouTube than I do in my own work. But my own work doesn't take much time to make a lot of money. You know what I mean? So I just do 8 hours of work and I'll make $800 and I'll be fine, for like the week.
Right.
So
maybe it's this. I mean, for me, dude, it's like I do this for me primarily, and that's the only way I can do this. To come on here, it lets me speak, because I realized when I wasn't doing this, like when I took those 2 months off, I wasn't in a good place. I was resenting the people around me, the world around me, which is strange, Patrick, because before I left, I was resenting the metaverse, man. So for me, it's just an internal process of growth. How can I reconcile this tendency to pendulum swing between fuck the metaverse, I'm just going to go live my life, and then fuck the real world, I'm going to jump into the metaverse. I'm trying
I
to
think
find a
it's
good thing,
It's the perfect balance. You got to find that balance between both worlds. I think I'm getting close to it. I'm not saying I've got it yet, but I think I'm gonna. I have to find a perfect balance before the winter. That's for sure, guaranteed. Because there's no work in wintertime around here, right? So,
right.
Because I work
I
outdoors.
see what you mean, dude.
I don't work inside. It's like I'm work outside.
The other thing, Pat, is part of me is hesitant to, even if I were to say gain some degree of financial success here online, even if that were the case, part of me is hesitant to even proceed there. My point is, okay, donations, blessings are one thing, but part of me thinks that if I were to become almost dependent on this income stream, that it would actually be very detrimental. I don't want to become dependent on this because it could be taken away just very easily. It can be gone in 2 seconds, man. In 2 fucking seconds, they could pull the rug out of me, you, and anybody else, dude.
It's very
cancel
fragile.
the channel. Yeah, go ahead.
No. Even I've gotten all kinds of stuff like copyright claims and all kinds of shit, man. It's just like it's crazy. Got red flags all over the place on my channel. It's like haven't got any strikes yet, but it's like in any minute it's like they can. I don't know. I don't want to manifest anything bad in my. But anyway, anything could happen. Like Z says, So, but I mean. Obviously, the donations are much more, generous than the what YouTube offers. You don't really get that much off of YouTube, right? So there's really not a lot. Let's say 90% of what I get off YouTube is the super chats. The other 10% is YouTube Premium and the commercial shit.
So it's still donations anyway.
I can't even get my shows to go to get eligible for commercials. You know why? Because we swear in our broadcast. So the minute somebody says fuck or shit or whatever, it's over. No commercials. So you can't be monetized. You can maybe certain types of commercials, but you're eligible for them. But if they don't find anything that actually fits with your content, then they're not going to put any, and you're just not going to make money with that video. That's all. So
cool.
So YouTube kind of directs you in a certain direction where they want you to create content where you don't swear, it's all politically correct, and it's all like feng shui.
Right, they're going to promote the things, dude. You know what I've been getting more and more than we're going to wrap it is this could be me. All my shorts, like how YouTube gives you YouTube shorts on your homepage, they're all just chicks, dude. What does that say about me? It's all just chicks in costume, dressing up, chicks in bikinis, athletes. Like YouTube just wants to show me like the most base thing, dude. I never get anything. Here's why I'm not going to monetize, I don't think, on YouTube, Patrick. It never recommends anything worthwhile for me. Worthwhile. Like, what I'm saying? Like, I've never found a YouTube content creator that I like that was given to me through my homepage algorithm. It's always somebody being like, hey, check out this guy. Hey, check out that guy. You know what I mean? Like, my homepage never gives me OTW news. I had to find you through somebody else. Remember when you saw me on somebody else's channel and you were like, hey, Zetetic Warrior, let's talk. You know what I mean? We found each other through another creator. You didn't find me on your homepage, and I didn't find you on my homepage. So what's the fucking point? You know what I mean? If I'm not being promoted anything good on my through my algorithm, why would I want to be in the algorithm anyway? How's that really going to help me? I don't know, dude. Let's wrap it though.
All right. Well, I think that it's the love that you get from your audience, man. The people that your super fans, the people that really enjoy your content, and they're the like the supporters. They're I believe that's what we're here for. Is for the people that really love you and really want to encourage you and see you succeed. And so screw YouTube. Let's go for the people that what we're here for. I mean, if we didn't have an audience, what would we be doing this for, right? So we're literally doing this for the audience.
Yeah, dude, man. Like, I had people, man, when I took my break, they were like, what are you doing, man? They were like, I'm fucking OCD. And then you all of a sudden you're not here. Like they were basically saying, like, Z, you became a part of my life, my routine, and now you're not here. And part of me wants to be like, well, I don't really owe you anything. But part of me is like, no, I have a responsibility. I came here, I established myself here. What am I gonna do? You know? So all right, Pat.
Yeah.
Much
All right,
love,
man.
dude.
Peace.
We'll check you later on OTW News. What are you streaming now? You going live now or what? Or later?
Well, like let's say I'll put it like in 8 minutes. 9:30. 8 minutes from now, guys.
All right. Peace and love. Peace and love. Patrick, OTW News. Much love, homie. All right, peeps. Let's wrap it. I could fucking sit here all morning and just keep yapping away, but let's move forward. Each day is new and different. Each stream is different. Let's do it again tomorrow. Why not? Much love, everybody. Take care.